Best Damn Sports Podcast, period. 806. 806. 806. Catching the vibe. 806. I love a night. 806. 806. 806. 806. Shout out G. 806. 806.
We're now in the mix with DJ Wolfka.
You already know what it is. Your boy Melly Mel. This is the Best Damn Sports Podcast, period. This is 806 the show. Yeah, let's go, baby. That's a good energy. That was good. Like always, I'm joined by my co-host to the left, the Chinese food connoisseur, former YS Hooper, and heavyweight champion of the world, REG.
What up, guys?
Welcome back.
Yes, sir. Happy to be here another week.
And filling in for our usual co-host, Sanchez, the commissioner and defending fantasy football champion.
Oh boy, yep.
Manny G!
Bring the pain, fellas. What up?
And this guest, I've had a couple people actually like, you need to get this guy on the podcast. And usually I listen to my fellow hoopers. Usually the hooper community usually take care of themselves.
You should have.
Oh,
It's the only person, only pastor I know that can tell you the gospel and give you 30 at the same time. Make some noise for Pastor Matt from Netcast.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Might be the only pastor I know with a highlight tape.
Yeah, it happens, you know. If you know the right people.
All right. So we covered it last week, I think, a little bit, or whenever, I don't know. Whenever, last thing we recorded.
Yeah, for sure.
Was the All-Star break. I mean, the All-Star game, All-Star weekend.
That was terrible.
Yeah. That's what we're going to talk about.
Yeah, it was so bad.
Reluctantly, and because I don't think I had anything else to do or anything else to watch, I watched most of it.
Right.
And I was pretty disappointed.
Very.
Benny, what do you think? I don't think we got your thoughts on it.
I wasn't impressed at all. I mean, the best thing I liked out of there was their jumpsuits. Did y'all see them jumpsuits?
No,
This year's All-Star jump, they were dope.
I seen the jersey.
Their jumpsuits that they were wearing before that they take off, those were lit. That was probably the best thing out of this All-Star weekend, but
Yeah.
it's not fun to watch anymore.
I know the dunk contest wasn't bad just because of Mac McClung, but
But like again, I think I said it last week. NBA. If you're just gonna use this guy, to like
jacked
sell
up,
a
right?
dunk contest,
Yeah.
at least let him stay in the NBA for the rest of the season. They already put him back in the G League a week after. Like, all right, yes, thank you for your service.
and the G League has their own dunk.
Right?
It's like no, you're gonna come with us.
They give him a 10-day just to jump.
It does.
It's like, that's
It's
not
the
fair.
10-day, like the first week of February, he gets the 10-day. So he's
Yeah.
on the roster. Have you noticed? I think he won 3 different dunk contest championships on 3 different teams because he came from like,
Different ones, yeah.
Oh yeah, Sixers,
But I mean,
Magic.
it's not fun. It's not fun. Like
I know.
at this point, like I've heard different controversies. Like at this point, just let the world come in. Best dunkers that want to sign up for this contest and actually do it. Like McClung, okay, I get it. You're a nice dunker, but it's not what the people want to see. You know what I mean?
And he's not helping like white privilege. Like that's not helpful, yo. You don't bring the white dude on like
But he's killing.
just token white boy. Bring him on to just kill everybody. You're like, ooh, this don't feel right. You know what I mean? This don't feel right.
Black History Month.
On Black History Month, you're like, oh, I don't like this, man.
It used to be the superstars were the ones. That's why it's just different.
And this I've argued with people a lot about this in the last couple weeks. Stop blaming LeBron for the dunk contest. It's not his fault.
Well, like the last person,
It's just, I think it's just easy. It's fun. It's easy.
As a-
When he
you have to-
retires, I don't know who the NBA fans are gonna blame.
let's just like go through it. Like Dr. J, Michael Jordan,
I get it.
Kobe,
Killers.
LeBron was supposed to be that
Yeah,
guy.
That's true.
Yeah.
Keep it going. You know.
But
like,
you act like dunking stopped when LeBron did. Like
it kind of
John Moran didn't do no dunk contest. Zion didn't do no dunk
still
contest.
young.
A lot of these young guys didn't do no dunk contest.
That's fair.
Jalen Brown did.
But that's that's
That, like,
part of
didn't
the point
count.
too.
I know.
That's part of the point too. Like we haven't had real competition in there. Same thing with the 3-point contest. Like we used to have legit shooters go out there.
Yeah.
The best sharpshooters go out there. Now it's just a few sprinkles.
The issue is everybody cares about their brand. Everything's about their brand. Well, I'm not gonna go to do a dunk contest and then like that dude we saw today. We went 3 dunks. He didn't even make one. Boom. What if what if you're LeBron James and you lose a dunk contest to a no name?
Hey, man.
That don't
bad
look
for
good.
the brand.
Yeah, that's
What
bad for the
could've-
brand. You can't do that.
You know what I'm saying? What if that happened to
but
Jordan? He
this
took
is-
the risk.
Yo, but you did see how Wemby all of a sudden tried to get like competitive.
Oh, yeah.
And then he was pissed that when nobody else took it serious. He was not happy about it. My favorite part of All-Star Game though was watching and listening to Draymond.
Oh, because
That dude was like, he just don't care.
Yeah.
He's like, y'all suck. The NBA sucks. Y'all are terrible. This is whack. I hate this. This is stupid. And it was like, this is actually the best part of the whole thing.
I get the players. We all think it's stupid, but the players. This is y'all fault, man. Like I can't. I'm
I
not.
couldn't imagine, like,
If you would have tried
running a
in the
pickup-
All-Star games, we wouldn't have to change anything. Not
Yeah.
me, like I work for the NBA, but you know
like
what I mean.
running a pickup game with the best players in the world.
That's what it's
you would
supposed to-
think as a hooper, you would try. You know, I know.
Why don't they?
Because I'm getting paid
must be-
$30 million a year.
It must be
And
so
there's
tired.
no meaning to it anymore.
Do you think it's like an injury thing? Like they're worried to get injured? Or do you think it's just like, I need a break?
I think,
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what it is.
I think it's
It might
maybe
be that. It's like, oh, this is my break, and you get literally like a week off from playing.
Like you making me
basketball.
work on vacation. Like I don't like that.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fair. I wouldn't like that.
But, like the hooper. Technically, you're not on vacation because it's part of your contract.
Yeah.
If you get selected, you're supposed to play, barring injury.
The LeBron James. Like,
That was horrible.
Yeah.
That was like, there's no way to.
last second. Like,
Yeah, you can't do
Could
that.
at least suit it up.
No, it's like.
and then he drops 40 the next game. Just like dunks
Yeah.
on someone. Like, bro,
Yeah.
her foot.
Yeah. Did you see that? There was that clip where he's kicking the ball with the foot that they were saying was like, you're like, brother, you were
That
faking
was
that.
clearly
That's not fair.
I don't like what y'all did, NBA, so I'm just gonna be a little
Yeah.
kid, take my ball and go home.
That's what it looked like.
Like Giannis did. Well, Giannis was hurt like a week before, so he missed it. But he was in full uniform taking pictures. The only person who wasn't in full uniform was LeBron. And LeBron didn't show up till Sunday. He wasn't there for a dunk contest, any of that. Friday, the whole week. He showed up Sunday.
Oh, he really took a vacation. He
No,
did.
yeah, he helicopter or whatever, his private jet landed in Oakland or wherever it was. He pulled up. He said, "Yo, I'm not playing. Let me take the pictures." Yo.
The only
Actually, he
one-
might have stayed. He might have stayed for the game. I think he stayed to
All
watch
the
the
street
game.
clothes. He should have at least like
Put the uniform.
put the
on,
uniform.
bro.
Just the,
Yeah,
the
for that
picture
one
good.
picture, that was.
Put the uniform on.
can't
'Cause
do
that's
that.
like that's your. I get it. That's your 21st. But that's somebody's first.
Yeah.
And in the picture 20 years ago, he's showing the kids like, why is there a player that has no uniform on?
Did
your picture?
LeBron retire, Dad? Is that what that was? You're like, no.
No, he actually played for another 4 seasons after this.
Yeah, with his kid. Like, that's crazy.
Oh man,
I don't know, but
maybe one day. I don't know.
I think it's just try. And
I think they need to go back to their fundamental roots, East versus West.
Yes, I'm with that.
Yeah,
keep it-
they got to, but at this point they got to make it to like make it mean something again because they're not gonna listen.
Hey,
Like
they
they
win
got to
their
put
own
something on
jerseys.
the line so that people can actually go
baseball
back.
does.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Home
you
court
know?
advantage in the finals.
home field advantage in the World Series. Yep. So it's like
I mean, it
They
would
gotta-
get competitive if that happened.
I know, like
Although some of those guys aren't vying for like a final spot, so I can see how that would be like a
and
little
then,
whack.
like what they're already rich. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
it's not the
Sometimes
money.
Money doesn't like get them to.
And that's what it is. They getting too much money.
Yeah.
You getting paid $50 million a year. Oh damn! I got bounced out in the first round.
Oops.
Oh. Oops. Oh well. Oh, I got hurt. Like Joel Embiid is owed $54 million the next season for the next 2 years.
Oops.
That's crazy.
Oh, y'all booing me? Oh, damn. Every 2 weeks, that check clears.
Yeah,
I think with Embiid, it just looks like he don't care.
He doesn't.
He just like has that demeanor, like
he doesn't.
yeah,
He does not
He
care.
didn't grow up being a hooper, remember? He learned how to play basketball. Like, he was like 17, 18 years old. They're like, yo, you're tall as hell. You could probably make a career out of this.
Wasn't he like in and out too? His first 3 years, he like
Yeah.
barely played, right?
The process.
Oh yeah,
Remember? That was that whole the process.
Ben
Yeah.
Simmons.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're all hurt. So he's just like,
Sixers are just cursed, huh? How you have this good of a team and can't even like what are you 12th?
Yeah.
12th?
Yeah, that's just a wash.
What's going on with Paul George though?
That's just a wash.
I don't know.
That's gross.
Paul George
He's in
is doing this too much. The
Yeah.
podcast game.
Yeah. They say
More
has
than
a
he should
hurt-
probably be in the-
a hurt, what? He broken something in his pinky or something. I don't know how much that affects your shot.
He's in a tough spot. He's being asked to lead the team at that age. He can't do it.
Nah,
You know what I mean?
36 is.
He can't lead the team.
I don't think we're asking him to lead the team.
Who else is leading the team besides
Maxey,
Maxi?
Joel Embiid.
No,
He's the two-way player that you
got to
were.
take Joel Embiid
You know?
out the factor because he's not even playing.
Just give them
Yeah.
20
You know what I mean? So
something.
Maxi obviously is going to do his thing, but now you're asking Paul George to drop 40 every night.
20 would be nice.
Just 20. 20
Yeah.
defense.
Yeah.
I think he's averaging like
That's fair.
14 right now. Like,
That's fair.
come on, we're not asking.
Not what he signed up for.
We're asking you to be Chris Bosh right now, the third option. That's what he's asking. He can't even do that.
He's too passive. Like he just doesn't take enough shots. I feel. I don't know.
The minute he admitted on camera that nah, I'm not really a number one guy. I'd rather be a number two.
Like he's
I was
just
like,
like,
bro.
he's just ducking it. Yeah.
I mean, he gave up. If you're saying that, you gave up.
I'm the number one option. I'm like, if you think like, nah, I'm good. I'd rather play with somebody else. I'm like, man, that attitude. I was like, and then you went to Philly because they gave you a big check. Let's be real. You knew you were done. You knew you were done. You're like, yeah, you know, a couple bad knee surgeries, but
I liked him too. He was cool.
he's a cool dude.
Hopefully,
I guess.
bounces
I don't know him
back, right?
personally.
I mean, you talk about a dude who was a bucket at one point, though,
Yeah.
like a killer.
Yeah.
He was a killer.
The kids idolize him.
Yeah.
Who called Paul George their favorite player?
Carmelo's son.
Wild.
I think it's his style of play. I guess.
He's just so smooth. You remember when what happened with his leg? You remember when he snapped his
yeah.
leg?
That was crazy.
Came back for
I remember
some of the-
thinking, like, how do you even come back from that?
Right.
Yeah, right.
That was torture.
That was crazy.
And then we got like
I remember
That video was nasty.
Yeah, that was a tough watch.
that makes you feel like anything's possible to come
It
back.
is,
from
man.
that.
come back
That's a
from that,
freak,
right.
Like, that was a freak accident.
Back in the day, I was watching like the Bad Boys Pistons 30 for 30. Isaiah Thomas tore his Achilles, and that was it. Like 10
Yeah.
years. Like, it's like
Yeah.
we got KD freaking doing better after
Yes.
the Achilles.
Yes.
I'm like, damn, this is crazy. Like they used to like with one little injury, they were
Done.
doing a career.
So, real quick before we move on from the All-Star game, my thoughts. If they should do it, they should do, if not East-West. My first vote is bring it back to the regular East versus West.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whatever. But if not, it's got to be America versus the world. The problem was that America wouldn't win that game.
Yeah.
And they don't want to get beat for an All-Star game against these Europeans.
That's fair. That's fair.
It's becoming
They're
like,
ducking the smoke and they don't want it.
it's becoming Europe's sport.
Who's the best American-born player?
They're like pushing Europe so much.
Who's the best right now? Who's the excluding KD, LeBron, and Steph? The
Tatum.
So maybe Tatum, Kyrie.
Anthony Edwards.
Pretty much, yeah.
And you're
Yeah.
playing against Luka, Jokic, Shea, Alexander.
Yeah.
Like,
That's tough.
I was on
Rudy Gobert.
I was on a cruise once. This is probably like 10 years ago. I was on a cruise once, and they had like a hoop on the top deck or whatever. And I go up there to play. I'm just like shooting around, and some like dude comes in. He's like, "Hey, do you want to play basketball?" And I was like, "Yeah, bro. Let's hoop." This dude was probably my size. It was bully ball. Like this dude muscled me the whole time around. Like no craft was killing me. It's a different style of play that they grew up in. They're just not afraid.
Yeah.
It's just there's very little finesse, and so then when you see a dude like that begin to have some finesse, they're tough, yo.
Right.
They're tough.
one game they could lose. I don't know if you put a 7-game series, U.S. versus the world, they win that series.
Absolutely. But there's just too many factors, you know. It could
But you think
it could
about
all
it.
depend on, you know, who has a good game that day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
Your
it's an
hockey-
All-Star game. So that's the thing. They don't want to get embarrassed in
Yeah.
front of like. I'm supposed to be on vacation. I'm supposed to be chilling this weekend. Now I gotta go guard Luka, but 40 on me. Like,
Yeah.
but none of
I
these
just went out the
European
club
players-
last night. Like,
None of these European players are playing defense either. Like we don't got.
Nah, they'll play more.
They like if
They
you
will.
Think of, yeah, if they
Yeah,
like a
they'll
team defense,
yeah
but,
they'll
like,
play more real than the
When
All
I think about it,
Stars.
it's like there hasn't been like a defensive specialist from Europe.
Huh.
Or
Rudy
someone
Gobert
that really
has
like
4 defensive player of the
but
years.
why-
But you know how I feel about Rudy.
Yeah, nobody really likes him.
Most highest paid, highest paid role player in the world.
He's still double.
It is, but
still
a
double-double.
lot of people could do double. Like,
I mean, they got to go back to East West. I mean, it was fun. Like I already knew on paper when I saw Shaq's team that they were gonna win. when they did that
And-
little.
Hands down.
Oh yeah. When you saw.
Yeah, you saw it. It was over.
Don't treat us like we're stupid. I watched the draft,
yeah.
and then
I didn't see it.
quickly. So like, oh, it was like Kenny is a TNT Cruz,
Yeah.
Kenny, Shaq, and
Charles.
So like, oh, we're gonna pick our teams, and then I'm going to the teams. I was like, oh, Shaq's is all the old guys. This guy has all the European, and he's got all the young guys. So you want me to believe, as a fan, that happened by accident?
Oops.
Don't lie to us.
right. Yeah.
No, don't treat us like we're stupid. Just say these are, this is going to be the matchups. Don't do this little charade. And I know I said this was lasting before, but we were like 5 minutes after that.
That's all good.
But one more thing. You saw the stat that on Sunday, the All-Star game, it was about like 2 hours and a half of like performance, talking, and commercials, and there was only 33 minutes of game time of basketball. Wow.
Damn,
That's
Yo.
not.
that's crazy.
Like, I don't.
I didn't like.
I don't want to see Kevin Hart. I don't want to see Kevin Hart anyway, but I definitely don't want to see Kevin Hart talking like it's
For an
and one
hour.
mix. Like, yeah, you see the players looking at him like, yo, can you shut up so I can play? Like, they're sick of him. I'm sick of seeing Kevin Hart. I mean,
It's like the All-Star game needs to. I don't like too much change when it
Yeah.
comes to like the NBA when they keep even the smallest like we're getting round shot clocks. That like no.
he texted us at like 7:30 in the morning like it was like breaking news. Yo, did you hear they're doing the shot clock round? I'm like, yo, you don't even play in the NBA. Like, you're not even gonna notice, bro. Why does it?
I don't know.
It's like, nah, man. I don't like change. I don't like change.
I feel like Adam Silver's just trying too hard to change everything.
Yeah.
Like some things are better like how it is.
Remember, he's trying to. There's a new generation of people, of fans. You can't just worry about us. We're not going anywhere. You're gonna watch basketball no matter how bad it is.
You guys think they'll push more to the world next year, or keep it the same?
I think they'll push it. They gotta do something. And this might be the only time I've ever brought up hockey in 4 years on this podcast. But what the hockey just did for their All-Star game and all their views and all that hype,
Yeah.
you just got outwatched by hockey, NBA. So you got to start looking at yourselves like, damn.
That was a heartbreaking loss. USA almost had it.
And I didn't watch it, but
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
I just learned hockey rules. I don't know about y'all.
I ask all the time.
Like, I've just learned rules.
I still don't know like detail.
Like, you can explain icing to me 1,500 times. I don't understand it.
No, I get it. Right?
No, I don't.
There's those two lines, those two blue lines, though, that you have to, like, cross. If the puck goes past one of those lines, everybody's got to go past it.
Yeah.
I didn't know any of that.
And the hard part of it is,
I'm like, that's a big rule.
That's
That'd be
a
like
big-
traveling or
yeah.
something like that. You know, you're like, that's a travel. You know, like,
no one-
I was like, I didn't even know that existed, yo.
And the crazy thing is, like, you can substitute while the game's going on.
Yeah.
So
At
I
any
don't
moment.
even know who's on like,
No
who's
clue.
playing. I'm like, oh, where's my favorite? Oh, he's on the bench. Like, yeah,
like
I
a
can't-
fast break in basketball, someone just jumps. Right
Someone just dips out.
yeah, exactly.
Right?
I don't know where the puck is. Like,
I see like a highlight. Someone came in from the penalty box, got a fast break, whatever, got scored right away like that. I'm like,
and you can fight.
I think that part's dope, though. Like,
That is dope.
they let them fight.
I just think I don't like that it's exclusive to hockey. Like, what can? But if like.
It's because they've been doing it so long.
And if in the NBA, if you like stare at somebody, I just saw.
You got
I don't
teed
know what
up?
I just saw someone stare at somebody. I think at Lynn Classical. I think it was like a Lynn English and Lynn Classical, and dude got tossed for staring.
Toss.
Tossed at the game for like literally, I think like a block or something simple like.
That's
and he stared
insane.
at him. I was at the BC Duke game and Cooper Flack said, "Get that shit out of here," which every Hooper says all the time. He got teed up for it. I was like, Jesus.
Damn.
And these
That was
dudes are
crazy.
literally
Yeah.
dropping their gloves and swinging at each other mid. I didn't watch the game, but I heard that the minute like the puck dropped, there was like
Yeah, it
3
was like
fights in
9 seconds in, right? I heard that.
Like, imagine if that happened. Imagine Celtics Cleveland, Eastern Conference Finals. Ball goes in the air, and 3 fights break out in 10 seconds. The rest of the season is canceled.
Cooked.
Canceled. Everybody's suspended.
Fines up the
Someone's
yin-yang.
going to jail.
And how they talk about like how it's like, oh, this is a bad influence on the kids, and you know what I'm saying? We're like promoting violence. I'm like, no, you have another sport in the same arena. That's like, go, get him, kill him. You're like, what? It's wild.
I know, right?
Can't throw anything in the NBA. You toss anything in the court, but they're throwing hats because they scored 3 goals. So you're just rating hats. They go by a different set of rules.
Yep.
But whatever. All right. After the All-Star, it's the second half. Celtics have been rolling.
I know.
Cleveland has been rolling. I was gonna bring Nick on here but his Lakers is doing so too well, and I don't want to hear it. Right now.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna wait till they're in the losing streak so I can at least feel like, all right, bro, let's talk. Because he's been insufferable since he got Luka. That's the first thing I thought. I was like, I'm never gonna hear it.
Yeah, right.
Like, why do
Nick,
they
we
keep
love you,
getting
bro.
these guys?
We love you, Nick.
We do. Yeah,
Be quiet every once in a while, though. That'd be nice.
He doesn't. Bro.
Just keep posting about your dog or something like that. We don't want to chill it all. Yeah.
Right.
That's very funny.
BLA. Right, big dog.
But beat LA. But the Celtics, that's coming up soon. The Celtics Lakers game.
Yeah.
What's the score now? I know you have the
35-30.
Yeah, they're sweeping through anybody. I know everybody. I'm supposed to be scared of Cleveland, and I'm supposed to be so impressed while they play. But they're still Cleveland in my head, and Celtics are still the defending NBA champions.
I know. I still think if we have a full, healthy roster, that we still are the best team in the East. I know Cleveland's doing the best right now, but I don't know. They haven't proved nothing to me yet.
In a 7-game series, there's no way that Cleveland beats Boston. There's no way. Like, I can't even see it.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. They'll get a game. They might get 2 games.
Yeah.
I don't even think it couldn't go to 7, I don't think.
It won't. But there's really nobody in the East that can match with the Celtics. Nobody.
The way they defend guards like Drew, Derek White, Jaylen Brown.
If you are a guard under 6'6", you are in trouble against the Celtics.
Yes.
All their perimeter defenders are 6'8", 6'9". That's why the Knicks can never win a game because Jalen Brunson is 6 foot maybe, and there's not much you can do when you got someone like that guard, and it's tough. And you just gotta pray you're not on, because if Celtics shot dropping, you might as well pack it up at halftime. Like there's nothing you could do about it. When they're on, it's impossible, nearly impossible. It reminds me a lot of when KD was on Golden State, where like if they got if they got a good lead and their shots are on, you pack it
Done.
up. It's
Yeah,
done.
done.
What do you think, Manny?
It's like I said, like in the East right now, nobody scares me. Like Cleveland, Knicks, Indiana, like we got them in the bag as long as we stay healthy. How Ariel says.
Yeah.
My really focus right now is on the West. Like we're gonna have trouble whoever comes out of the West when we face them in the finals. It's not gonna be a walk in the park like last year. You know, I know it was Luka and Kyrie, but we were just so outmatched for them that it was a breeze. But this year, whoever comes out of the West, it's going to be a tough 7-game series.
Yeah,
You think
for
so?
sure. If it's OKC, I think it.
It's whoever.
I don't believe in them either.
Whoever comes out of the West.
Any team in NBA
OKC's not. Last year, you know, they choked. But this year, they're a step after that. So
Luka
it's
beat them
like-
by themselves last year in the
They're
playoffs.
young.
Hey, I was gonna say, like when you're young at that stage, like in the game, when you start getting to like that level of the playoffs,
Yeah.
like age matters.
Yeah.
It does.
You know the average starting lineup age is 24.
Bro,
young.
24 years old? That's so
Their
young.
lineup is like their average is 24.
So here's the thing with OKC, and everybody, like, obviously their defense is incredible.
It's crazy.
It's their great team. But if you're double teaming SGA, who is really gonna drop 30 for you in a playoff game? Like, you need a big shot in the fourth quarter. You need a good run. You need a run. You need a run. But obviously, all the attention's on him. Who is going on that run for you? I don't think they have that second score. And in the
Jalen Williams.
he can hit some shots. He can. But is he?
He's an all-star.
I mean, remember, they're doing all this without Holmgren.
Andrew Wiggins was an all-star starter 3 years ago.
I know they won a ring.
They're doing all this without Holmgren. He's out. He's been out.
I know.
No.
but then
Still
again,
rolling.
Is he gonna
Watch when he
go
comes
on?
back too.
He's more defensive. I don't trust him to like.
He's
Still
still
got 20 a game.
Yeah, he was still
but
putting up
Is he back? I think he's back. Isn't he
He's
back?
Yeah.
He just got back.
Is he back? He just
But-
came back.
But they have options. Yeah, they're not that guaranteed. They don't have that guaranteed second options, but they have pieces that, you know, will put together games for you that'll help.
Those
you.
are the teams
But
that
again,
really,
it's all
like,
about
succeed.
experience. It's all about experience and veterans at that
Yeah.
stage.
Those role players that like there's the star, there's a couple defensive specialists, and there's a shooter.
Honestly-
You know, like the
Like, could they beat the Lakers in the 7-game series?
I was just gonna say that. Like
I don't know.
Like, what does Shannon Sharp say? Damn, we had one today.
let's say what?
Damn, what was it?
I forget.
He says he just said Lakers in 5.
Yeah,
I forgot what it was.
I forget what it was.
Ah,
too.
that's a
It was a
vibe.
good one though.
I wouldn't say Lakers in 5, But I don't know if OKC beats the Lakers, and the Lakers are a good team, but I don't think anybody really thinks they can win it all. Right? We'll see in a couple weeks. If Luka goes crazy, then
Don't sleep on the Warriors too with Jimmy. They've been cooking now.
Yeah, but I think most of that, not most of it. I think it's like he brought energy for like, oh, all right, word.
Yeah.
And then eventually,
That might die out,
It
like
might die out for sure. But
Jimmy's still 36.
knows?
You know
Yeah,
what I
that's
mean?
gonna
Like, you know what I mean?
that's
It's
gotta
hard
die out. I
you
thought
still,
that too.
God, what's Draymond gonna do? Nothing. Trust me, he's on my fantasy team. Like he hasn't done really
Facts.
anything.
he does stuff that's
But
not on the sheet.
They have a legit second piece now, at least.
yeah.
No, they'll do good.
At least.
If Golden State beats OKC in a playoff series, I'm not shocked. That's what I mean. Like I don't.
Just
No
off
one
of
really.
experience and like veterans kind of knowing playoff atmosphere more.
Man.
I don't know. Some players, some teams are just winners. I don't. When it comes to the playoffs,
When it comes to
figure-
playoffs,
Yeah.
they're different beasts, yeah.
It is like an entirely different season.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Remember all those Hawks teams, all those Toronto teams. Super great regular season. As soon as they hit the playoffs,
Bye.
you just lost to the star.
Yeah.
Stars win play. Like stars can win you. I don't think in any other sport a star can just like win you a series.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that team is better than us. But we got LeBron or we got Luka. So it doesn't matter who the hell you have because Luka's gonna drop 50 on your head.
It's crazy. Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like I don't think in NFL you can't do that. Baseball you can't do that.
I know. It's a lot less.
NBA,
players,
I can literally like, all right, if I'm hot, like if Luka's hot, there's no game plan. There's no like damn, all right, let's just hope he scores under 50 points. Because I remember when we did the Phoenix, was the last playoffs?
I think so.
It was like a game 7 at Phoenix, and you walked in and hit 4 straight threes and was just staring at him, and you knew, oh, it's just a wrap. Luka's on, it's a wrap.
I mean, he's so tough, yo.
Yeah.
Luka is so tough. Yeah.
He's what, 6'9", move well, can pass, damn near like LeBron,
Yeah, I don't know. He's special for sure.
and he's streaky.
Still no defense, though. So he's going to have to step it up in the playoffs.
That's fair.
Lakers are the best defensive team in the last 10 days.
Yeah.
That's because Vanderbilt came
And
back.
they haven't really faced anybody either.
They just beat Denver.
Denver, that's it. Okay. Who else? Go ahead.
Denver's pretty good. They got the best
Charlotte?
player in the world in their team.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Okay, Denver, that's it. But Charlotte twice, Portland twice, and they haven't really faced anybody.
Hey, you play who you have on the
That's
schedule.
what I'm saying. Like I'm just.
I've seen many that look at the Celtics. Let Celtics lose these teams that
Celtics came- Celtics came up-
It's Charlotte, so let me just chill.
We're on a
These are still
streak right
NBA
now,
players. You know what I mean? Like
That's why I'm just for at least the Lakers. Like I'm not gonna talk until the playoffs are here. They can prove it in the playoffs. These regular season games, it's whatever.
all right, quick on the East. Man, I can't keep track. We got to make you sign something. Are you still Knicks fan? Are we? I don't.
When have I been a Knicks fan?
Oh my
Wolf
Bro,
fan.
I'm so. What is your favorite team now?
I'm a UConn fan, so
It's college basketball.
Okay, who's my favorite player?
Kevin Durant.
So
Oh, he's
didn't I
Phoenix.
say
Phoenix.
wherever my favorite player is,
Never
that's
guessed.
I
my
like
team
that.
is?
I like that. Okay.
They've been knowing that.
Wait. Were you never a Knicks fan? Like this is all made up?
Yes.
Like help me understand this. I'm new, so I'm
Okay,
No,
so
you
help me
He
understand
was
the
a Knicks fan
context.
at
So
one time.
here's where the here's where the confusion was.
I choose a team
Before
every year.
KD,
Okay.
it's been Carmelo for me. Before KD, you know what I mean?
I get down with that.
So yes, I was a
Yeah.
Knicks fan when Carmelo was in the Knicks.
Yep.
But then that was the last of
Yeah.
his tenure.
Yeah.
So I aged on and moved on to KD.
I aged on. I like that. It's like I grew up.
You know how
and
players sign contracts for the teams and they just free agents? That's
Yeah.
what Manny does. Manny signs like a 4 or 5 year contract with a team, and then he has to opt out. He's like, you know what? Carmelo's not in New York. Let me opt out of this deal.
That's-
Oh, look. Over there. Kevin Durant's
Kevin
on
Durant.
Phoenix. They look kind of cool. I'm a Phoenix Suns fan. Like, I've never seen
free
anybody like... You own one Phoenix Suns, anything, a headband, a hat, socks.
Shorts.
the old Charles
Yeah.
Barkley joint.
He said shorts.
You know,
I got shorts.
you know the old school ones.
You got Phoenix Suns shorts?
Whenever my player signs that contract, they clearly states on the bottom in fine print, wherever I go, Manny goes.
Deal.
Okay. So
So, all right, that's interesting question. So, KD is on the end of his career. What's going to happen after?
now I gotta look for a new favorite player.
contract, right?
But to be honest, as KD ends his tenure,
Who's it getting
I'm
passed
leaning
to?
more. I'm leaning more on Anthony Edwards.
I had a feeling you were going there for some reason. I just was like, yeah, that's fair.
I can't find
You know.
since Kobe. I've been lost. Like I can't find someone
Like the guy.
Yeah, I can't find
I
like,
think NBA,
a favorite
I think
player.
NBA's starting to realize they have a problem when they don't have a face.
Like I don't have a favorite player anymore. I can't.
Then they don't want to. They don't want to make a foreign European.
Yeah,
or
they
something.
don't.
Want, they need
they need a USA,
American-born Captain America, Captain NBA. They wanted to give it to Anthony Edwards. He has 7 baby mamas in a year, so they're like, maybe we should move on from that one. And then Jason Tatum, for some reason, they don't like him.
I don't get it.
I don't get it.
I don't get that either.
Honestly,
Makes no sense.
I hope this wasn't. You never know when you read on the internet these quotes, all these fake websites. You don't know what it is. But I heard him say like he's upset that people don't give him enough respect. And I was like, that's great. I wouldn't say that out loud.
I didn't. Nah, that's one of those ones where I seen it, and like the way the meme they kind of made it seem like he was complaining, but it really wasn't like they asked him, like, "Oh, do you feel like you're appreciated?" Like for your accomplishments, and he kind of was just like,
so
no.
that's a good question.
Like if you were to like change my name to player A, and you didn't see who it was, and you saw his accomplishments, you wouldn't treat him the way he gets treated.
True. I think the problem with Tatum has that works against him is that the team is so good that he
Yeah.
hate the Celtics.
He don't have.
Yeah.
And people hate Boston, so that's. I don't think a Boston Celtic can really be the face of.
Larry Bird was
That might be true, actually.
Larry Bird was the hope. That
was
NBA back.
I mean,
was
he
40
though?
years ago.
Because I mean,
Him and
because
Magic.
Magic, right? Like I feel like Magic always had the upper hand.
Yeah,
back
and
then.
think about it. You're very East Coast biased. To you, you're like, yo, Larry Bird was the man. To the rest of the country, Magic was Magic.
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? Boston was like, oh. I'm sure in the 80s, you should have asked Marshall when he was here last week. I'm sure in the 80s, if you did a poll, like, who you think is going to win, who you like more, the Lakers have way more fans than Celtics.
Yeah, probably.
And then they hated us when New England started winning. We're not well liked. You know what I mean?
City of champs, baby.
Yeah, I know.
No, they
when I travel,
crazy.
anywhere, they let me know. Oh, you're from Boston?
See the Boston hat. Sometimes you gotta keep it real. I don't wear the hat sometimes.
Man, I rap wherever I go.
Sometimes you know what I'm saying.
I rap it wherever I go.
That shit going
me
to a
up.
JFK airport or something. It's like,
it's
no,
not
let me
that
just.
Let people know.
I don't even want to hear from nobody today.
Oh, I know.
Let me put this in my carry-on.
Avoid any problems that might.
I stopped doing that with soccer jerseys because I wore soccer jerseys as like fashion. And I mean, like, oh, this is a dope jersey. But then people started coming up and asking me about
We
the
went to
players.
went to
Like-
Mexico.
Oh, I went to Cancun, bro.
Everybody.
Yo, and I was just like, I don't know, it matches
Yeah.
my hat, man.
Yeah.
I don't know, like,
That's hilarious.
I was disappointed. Like, oh, he's like look at this fake fan. So I was like, you know
Our
what?
rival came.
Yeah. Like he's like, oh yeah, he's like, whoa. I was like, what?
Soccer fans are a different breed.
Yeah. I mean, I was in Mexico, so maybe that was my fault.
That one's on you for sure.
So at the beginning of this episode, as part of your intro, I said you were the only passer I know that can give you 30 on a nightly basis.
Shout out to the T-shirt.
He really got hooping Jesus.
You got hooping Jesus.
Did I
Hooping
say
Jesus.
Jesus was a bucket?
Jesus was a bucket, yo.
Yeah.
Jesus was a bucket. Let's go.
So you didn't grow up in the North Shore. Where did you grow up?
Jersey.
Jersey.
Yeah.
So how was growing up? How's the hoop scene growing up in Jersey?
Oh, Jersey hoop scene's amazing.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
Kyrie's from.
Yeah. Kyrie went to St. Patrick's. My stepfather went to St. Patrick's. I played against Jason Williams. I went to Duke. Elton Brand. I went to Peekskill.
I didn't know you was gonna be dropping names like that.
Hoopers, like,
Let me go back.
bro, I was like a little white kid that couldn't do much. I was watching. I mean, like,
Did you play high school ball?
Yeah, I did. But like Jason Williams had, I think, like 28 on me in the first half of AU game. Like, killed me. Honestly, the best hooper, like, nobody talks about. He was in the league for like a year or two, like only a few years, was DeJuan Wagner.
Yeah.
Do you remember DeJuan Wagner?
Yeah, he played
DeJuan
Cleveland.
Wagner was a killer. And he went to it was Memphis, and then after Memphis, he went to the league, and he was at Cleveland for a little bit, and then came out. But like people always talk about like Jersey hoopers. There's a bunch that came out of Jersey, but like DeJuan Wagner was it. I seen him go crazy.
Really?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, crazy.
That's funny you say Jay Williams. Jay Williams. That's when I started becoming a Duke fan. Like,
Facts.
Jay Williams.
He was crazy.
If people forget, the accident and everything like
If it wasn't
that.
for that, yeah.
Jay Williams, he's player of the year. He would have been number one. you know, they had this 7'7" Chinese man that came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
You gotta take him number one,
Yeah.
you know. But other than that, Jay Williams was clearly,
Clearly.
you gotta take Yao Ming number one.
Clearly.
Like, yeah,
Clearly.
no brainer. But other than that, he was the best player. Unfortunately, you know, things didn't happen. So you did play. Where did you play high school ball?
So I went to Scotch Plains Faneuil High School, which was Union County, just south of Newark Airport. So my story with hoop would be like, so my parents split up when I was young, so I was spending time in New York and New Jersey, right? And so what would happen is over break was when they, over like Thanksgiving break is when they would always have like trials and stuff like that. Yeah. And so because of the custody situation between my parents, I'd have to go to my dad's when basketball trials was. And so it was freshman year and sophomore year, like I had to be away. And, you know, like public school is different. You know, it's not like a little private school. And also we're talking about the 90s, right? And so it's like, if you didn't make tryouts, you couldn't play. So I played, they let me climb back on my freshman year. Sophomore year, they wouldn't let me come back. Junior year, because I didn't play sophomore year, they dropped me down to JV and then would bring me up to sit. And then senior year, I fought for minutes. But we had a huge lineup, when I was in high school. I mean, again, we competitively or competitive high school teams that we would play against. I mean, like a lot of D1 talent. We had 3 guys that were in our starting lineup that were, it was like 6'9", 6'8", 6'8", right? And one went to what is it, UMBC? What is University of Baltimore, Maryland, whatever that school is, right? Yeah. So one went there. The other one went to NJIT. Another dude was a football player at Rutgers. Like we were just stacked, stacked.
We don't usually like North Shore. We don't usually get like the tall 6'8".
Yeah, we were huge. We had another dude that went to my high school named, you might remember, Derek Character. He played for the Lakers. He went to UNLV.
Yeah.
He went to UTEP. But he was like an 8th grade phenom, and everybody just knew who he was. And I think he eventually went to St. Patrick for like a year. And then Lance Thomas, who played for the Knicks forever, he went to my high school too. So like I got a little bit of a lineage of like basketball players growing up in high school and stuff like that. But back in the day, dude, we always would play at the parks. I don't know what it was like here back then, but you only like played at the park.
It was like that.
Like you never went to the Y, you never went to like JCC or anything like that. There wasn't really AAU was outside. Yeah. We would play AAU ball outside back in the day. Like, yeah, it was crazy. So
I was the same way. Like North Shore was always.
Yeah, we have so many, especially like there's so many basketball courts.
Oh, Salem. We grew up in Salem. I want to see another city rival us with how many parks in basketball. Like, there's basketball courts in like
every corner.
Like, I lived there my whole life. I'd be like, I didn't know there was a court over here.
Right.
Like,
That's how it was. Same way in Jersey. Same way.
Courts everywhere. So that was, now unfortunately most of them are just empty and like.
Why?
I don't know.
I don't know that.
It messes me up, man. Because even as I get older, I'm like, I just want to go to a park and hoop, and like no one's there.
Right.
No, that urge isn't there anymore.
I used to know. So I live in front of a court. And I would just go outside and know somebody was gonna show
Always.
every day. Doesn't matter like whether they were coming from Salem Heights, from freaking wherever, they was gonna be hoopers.
You didn't even need to go outside. You just knew where people were gonna be.
People would knock on my door like, "Hey, can I borrow the basketball?" I was like, that park kid.
We're the house legit in front of the park, so they're like, all right.
Is Ariel home?
Yeah, he got a basketball. But we used to get on bikes, right? Like we would just get on a bike, ride down to a park, no one's there, go to the next park. Yeah. Like you were looking for a game, right? Yeah. It's not like that now. I'm like dragging my kid out. I'm like, yo, can we go? He's like, you go train me, and I'm like, can you just go to a gym? Like, can we just get you in a park? You know? He's like, nah, like train me. You know, I don't know. Meeting people. You know, I'd rather just. It's like, oh boy,
yeah, right.
It's tough. It's
the
tough.
AAU scene is like everybody's indoor. A lot of indoor basketball going on. A lot of them in like too many leagues. They're not really like pickup.
Yeah.
Man, like they probably have like what 7-8 games a weekend. So like, do you want to go play basketball? It's just like I need a rest. I just play 8 games this weekend.
Right.
I want to go shoot around. Like unless other than the ones that really like love it.
That's why I love like P2P because it has that essence of like. It's not so often you drive around and you see a like
full park,
full game going. I don't know.
Yeah,
we need to bring that back.
We try to put those the hoops in Beverly right across from the like the bowling alley, McKay Street or whatever. So I don't know if you probably don't know this, but like years ago when we moved here, the court was terrible, and so I connected with the Beverly like youth city council or something like that, and I was like, yo, I'll get the money and let me like redo the courts. And we redid the courts and it was cool. It was like Nick Has did it. And I was thinking like people will come out and play. It took years before even that court got picked up. And that's a great court.
Right.
You know, perfect. It's like a perfect spot. You got the slow cars driving by. Who doesn't want to play in front of slow cars? You know you're about to get a contract. You know, you're like, that car's going slow. He's watching me. You know, highlight. Remember that?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, man. It's different
Don't
now.
like that. Definitely don't like that. And speaking of that, Cass, and you speaking the move, how did you end up from Jersey?
Yeah.
How did you end up having your own church?
Yeah, that's crazy, right?
Yeah, I'm sure. Like that's the story
Facts.
of I think most of us want to hear. How did you get?
Yeah, facts.
So just walk us through when you got all the time you want in the world, sir.
Oh, wow. I feel like I'm on the hot seat.
I work in the morning, so just
It's all good. We'll get you out of here. So I grew up in Jersey and wound up, I was recruited to play basketball at Eastern Nazarene College. As a matter of fact, I almost went to Franklin Pierce in New Hampshire. And so I went to an old, so back in the day, a lot of recruiting, I mean, I'm not telling you anything you guys don't know. How old are you guys? 33, mid-30s. So I'm 40, I'm 42. So like a lot of the recruiting that went down, it was either through high school or this is back in the day when there was like 5-star, 4-star camps, right? Yeah. And so everything was like camps is really where you got picked up or seen because that's where all the coaches would congregate during the summer. And so I went to a Bobby Hurley camp. And it was like it was like the first time I got exposed, like decent exposure. And so I got a bunch of different like offers, but I was going to go to Franklin Pierce or a D2 school. They had another starting point guard there at the time. And I was going to have to ride the bench for probably 2 years. And then I was on my way with my dad to go to my last recruiting trip to go and check it out. And kind of like, they didn't really consider it back then like signing, right? It was just like you would commit. And so when we were about to leave, we got a phone call from this little dinky school called Eastern Nazarene College, and it's 3 miles south of Boston. It overlooks like Quincy Bay, so you could like see the city. And so we decided to stop there on the way to Franklin Pierce. And recruiting trips was like, day one was all about ball. Day two was like academics and like student life. And so went there, played ball with the team. I knew I could compete with the team. I felt like this is like I felt like I could probably kill here, you know, like it was like different, you know, it was like different, you know, it was like I could kill here, right? And so so I was like kind of intrigued with that, and then I went to the second day. And they were, walking you around campus. Campus is cool. It's not that big. It's like, it was kind of older, but I kind of liked the feel. But I also just love being close to Boston. Yeah. And so, but then the guy who ran the academic stuff, student life and all that stuff, admissions, he calls me into his office. He's like, listen, bro, this black dude, like only black dude on campus. He's like, listen, bro, I'm tired of kicking hoopers out of this school. He's like, everything that you want to do in college, if you do it at this religious school, I'm gonna have to kick you out for doing it. Like, you want to have girls in your room, you're not allowed here. You want to everything you want to drink, you want to smoke, you want whatever you want to do, I gotta kick you out. And he's like, I'm tired of kicking out hoopers. And I don't know what it was at the time, but like now I just feel like it was like the Lord's hand. But like that was intriguing to me for some reason, right? And so we leave there, we go to Franklin Pierce, we're leaving Franklin Pierce, and my dad's like, what are you thinking? Like, I was like, he was dead set on I was going to go to Franklin Pierce. They got a bubble. I don't know if you've ever been to Franklin Pierce campus. They got like this bubble gym. It's kind of dope. Like it's a cool spot. And so I was like, I don't know. I feel like I want to go to this other school. So I wound up, he thought I was crazy, but I wound up going to this small college called Eastern Nazarene College in Quincy. And honestly, it was when I was there for like the first, I would say like the first month, I was like, these people are insane. So I don't know what your experience is with Christians, right? Yeah. But Christians are mad weird. Okay? So? A lot. Okay? So, we get there and like, I get on campus and people are just like, I'm labeled the bad kid because like, I like hip hop and I like Martin Lawrence and I like Bad Boys. And, and so all of a sudden I'm the bad kid from Jersey.
Damn, I was trying to.
It was weird. You know what I'm saying? It was like super weird.
What's going on?
And they kept telling me like, we got to pray for Matt. He needs to get saved. And I was like, I don't even know what this stuff means. Like you have to understand, I never stepped foot in a church the only experience I have in ever being in a church growing up in Jersey was me and this dude Nate Jones. Nate Jones played for the Patriots, right? He was a cornerback and on special teams for the Patriots back in the day. And so me and Nate Jones went to this church to play ball, and I kept dropping the F-bomb left and right, all this stuff, because I'm like, we're hooping.
Yeah.
And they kept telling me to stop. And I thought they're telling me to stop because I'm like just talking, but they don't like the words that are coming out of my mouth. I don't even get that, right?
Yeah.
This dude's like, dude, I told you to stop cursing. I was like, yo, like they dragged me out of a church. That's my only experience in a church, like growing up in New Jersey. I got dragged out of a carpet court in a church, right?
Experience of carpet
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so then I wind up on this Christian campus, and I'm just very confused around all these people. And a dude from Dorchester named Ricky Grant, he was another freshman that was there, and Ricky and I got really close. The two of us were like the guys who were like freshmen coming in vying for time, and we were gonna fight for minutes, do well, and we were pissing off all the upperclassmen because we were pushing them. Yeah. And so we just became really close. Well, this dude was a Christian. He went to a church in Boston, loved Jesus, all that, and so I just randomly, I won't give the story could get long. But one day I just asked him, like, dude, what does it mean to be saved? All these people keep saying this. And he was like, man, one day you're going to stand before a holy God and you're going to give account for your life. And no matter what you say, it doesn't matter, because you know that you're broken. Something's wrong with you. Everything that you seem to be chasing after in this world over promises, under delivers every time. Stop chasing it. You're going to have to stand before God and give an account for your life. And he's like, but what the gospel is that Jesus came to live the life we couldn't, died in our place for our sin, rose in victory over Satan, sin, and death, extends to us new life, right? And that what happens, what Jesus did on the cross was he took our sin, right? And then grants us his perfection when you trust in him. And I was like, dope, that's like a lot to handle. Like that's a lot, Yeah. And he was like, you want that? And I was like, yeah, who don't want a clean slate, at life? So I was like, yeah, I'm in. But I was like, what does that even look like? I don't even know what that means, like what? Sure. Yeah. You have to have like water thrown at you at church. Like, what do I have to like do a thing? I don't know. Like, I don't understand. Yep. And he was like, nah, dude, it's a relationship with Jesus. You just talk to him. Like, let's. And I tell people all the time, when a 6'3", 6'4" black dude looks at you, on a street corner is like talking to Jesus, you just listen. So I was like, what do I say? Tell me what to say, And so, this is back in 2000, and man, like I gave my life to the Lord, and real talk, like my life has never been the same. Like I never thought I would pastor a church. Even like through college, I graduated from Eastern Nazarene College with a degree in business, and I thought I would just climb the corporate ladder. Yeah. That's what I thought I would do, and I did that well. I was making six figures by the time I was in my early 20s. I was in sales. I was working in Boston. Then it took me to a job in North Carolina. We had kids. I had my first kid. My wife got pregnant before we got married, and so we had our first kid. I was a senior in college. Like, think about that, yo. So I'm a senior in college, right? Captain of a basketball team, all conference, right? Like my senior year, I have to now have a full-time job because I got to support this kid. I got married.
My kid at sophomore year of college.
Yeah, so right. It's like it's a lot to carry, and so I never imagined like getting through that season. But even through that experience, it was like I just want to make money and like support the family. And love Jesus for sure, but pastor a church, what? Never. And so, anyway, so we were living in North Carolina for a little bit. By the way, the hoop scene in North Carolina is dope.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was in Greensboro, North Carolina, and and it's kind of like ACC Central out there. You got NC State, UNC, Wake Forest, Duke, right? And so you had all these schools, and so Greensboro is kind of in the. They call it the triad, so it's like it makes this big triangle, and Greensboro's a part of that. And so like all the old ACC guys, they would come out the woodwork. We would have Monday, Wednesday, Friday ball at a YMCA, and when I tell you that ball was some of the best ball, it was 5:30 in the morning, and hoopers were like, we're getting up to kill each other. Like it was so fun. But anyway, so I was living out there for a little bit. We were there 5 years. We had 2 kids out there. So we had 2 kids out there, 2 kids when we were living in Boston. So I had 4 kids total. And then when I got plugged into a really great church out there, went to bed one night, had a dream. I'm not a big had a dream and then You know, that's Martin Luther King Jr. That's not me. Like, have a dream, you know. But I had a dream, and I was starting a church back in Boston, and I was like, that's weird. Had the same dream 5 nights in a row.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was weird from different angles too. Like that would get your attention, bro.
I was like, I had a dream.
5 nights in a
I
row.
have never in my life had 5 dreams in a row.
This is the only time I had it.
You had a Netflix series, like you had
A whole series, bro.
I do
Yes.
have like a dream that I revisit sometimes.
I know, but 5 days in a row, like it continued as in like
Yeah.
the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. The next episode of Dream was like, yo, I need to go to sleep. I need to find out what happened.
Facts.
I was having a continue.
Facts. So I had the same dream like 5 nights in a row, and we were at the corner of Park and Tremont in the city at like Boston Commons area, and we were outdoors, and I just knew like we were starting a church. And it was weird, bro. Like again, never thought I would ever to this day, desire isn't why we started the church. We really felt like the Lord called us to do it. But anyway, so I said to my wife one night, like after the 5th night, I was like, babe, if we were to ever start a church, where do you think like the Lord would call us? And she was like, probably Boston. And I was like, dang, I got to tell you about these dreams. She was like, oh man. So, 3 years later, here we move. The term in my world would be like you parachuted in, meaning like we didn't know anybody here. We came from I went to college on South Shore, and like I knew Boston.
Yeah.
I didn't know North Shore. And so we moved to the North Shore because that's where we feel like we were supposed to be. And just in my living room, this thing started, and now it's grown to, like thousands of people call Netcast Church their home church. People don't even know what Netcast is. Some people are like, you're that hoop team. And other people walk through the mall, they're like, no, you're that coffee shop. And then it's like, no, you're that church. And
So I've heard both of those things.
Yeah. And so anyways, that's kind of how the thing got started, bro. And that was going on 15 years. It's crazy.
Wow.
I feel so old. I was 28 years old when we started the church, bro. And my kids were so little. It's crazy. Now I got 2 kids in college. My son runs track at Gordon.
Okay.
My daughter plays hoop at Gordon. My son, he was a COVID kid, right? So he got to Gordon, and they had like a huge roster. And so they told him, hey, listen, we don't have a spot, but next year, give it a shot next year. And so he decided, he was like, I'm bored, I got to do something. So he started to try track. Yeah. And he started running track. Kid broke a school, like 2 or 3 school records, like his first meet. It was just in him. It was like, bro, we didn't even know that. Tunings didn't even know we had this in our genes. Like, let's go. I had no idea. And so that was cool. And then my daughter was actually a volleyball player in high school. And but she wanted to stay around and didn't care about really playing anything in college. And she would have played volleyball at Gordon, but they didn't have the opportunity for her. But the Gordon basketball coach was like, come try out, come play for us, because she's super athletic. But and so she plays basketball there. My youngest is a hooper, at his little school. He goes to Covenant Christian Academy in Peabody. He's like our most natural basketball player. But he's young, right? But he hoops a part of it's in our genes, bro. Yeah.
So when after you came here and brought the church up, you're like, you know what? I need to conquer basketball too.
Yeah.
Let me recruit every hooper who's ever scored more than 40 points in a game. Put them on my team and join every tournament in Massachusetts and win every single one.
Yeah.
I want to let you know, for Sweat.
Oh yeah, Sweat for Sweat.
I had a team. 806 had a team. Kwame and Tone were both on my team.
We snagged y'all?
Then the next season, I was like, what? They're like, nah, I'm already playing for Netcast. I was like, Netcast?
My guys. That's family. You can't turn your back on family,
I was like, damn.
Yeah.
So no, I was not rooting for y'all to win.
I appreciate that. I appreciate it. It was nice.
That's how I know Netcast.
Yeah.
But that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
That's how I know. So how did that become? I was like, you know what? Let's just.
So that's a great question. So when I first moved here, ball was like all I knew.
Yeah.
Right. That's how all my relationships were formed growing up. Even in North Carolina. Like I remember going to North Carolina, and it's so different out there. If you've never lived in the South, you don't understand. But like, I went to Foot Locker right when we moved, and I was like just trying to get a pair of sneakers, and the guy was like, you know, this is back in the day when they like really helped you at a Foot Locker. You know what I'm saying? They like check your feet. What size are you? You know? You know what I'm saying? They like put the thing in. They don't do that no more, right? They're like, you need help? You don't need help? I don't feel like helping you. You know what I'm saying? Tell me what you want when you're ready. They don't. It's different now. Right. So, but I remember even in North Carolina, like ball was like how I met people. So I went to Foot Locker. I was like, where the dudes hoop? And he looked at me. He was like, well, like, what dudes are you talking about? And I was like, the dudes who could hoop. He's like, but you white, bro. Like, you talking about the white dudes or the black dudes? And I was like, where am I? Like, what is happening right now? I grew up in Jersey. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is crazy. Yeah. And he was like, nah, no disrespect. Because I got offended. And I remember getting offended. I was like, just because I get this all the time, right? Like, you're a white boy. I was, you think I can't hoop? He's like, I wasn't saying that. He was, let's go right now. Think I'm racist then? So I must be racist. No, it's like, what is this? You know? And so, anyway, but hoop was always how like I built my friendships, and so when I came here, similar thing. Like I just was hooping at wherever I would go, Salem State sometimes, at the park, over at Gordon. Yep. You know, we get this back in the day when like the YMCA actually had like a dope league, and so I would just like hoop and meet people, and then I started playing for, you guys know, I don't know if you know, like Dave Stanchel and like Josh Oxen went to Endicott. Stanchel went to King State. Like I started playing with, they had this team called Crow's Nest, so I started playing with Crow's Nest. Those dudes would like win all the tournaments, win like James Street and like all that stuff back in the day.
He's probably the most popular league. Oh, that's crazy. P2Ps for like the young.
I don't even like the court.
You know why? Because
it's not a great court. Yeah,
no, I'm not like the court, but I know the league because Nick would literally. It would be the summer where obviously we had jobs, but we had like little part time, and Nick would be like, and then back in the day, not everybody had cars. Fortunate to have a car, and,
right?
You know, when I'm 19, 20 years old, and he would be like, "Yo, you want to give me a ride to my league?" And I'm like, "Word!" I just get to sit in the car and watch hoops, and that's how I met a lot of people. And I'd watch Tone drop 40, I would watch Nick drop 40.
Yeah.
So James Street was a big.
James Street was where it was. I mean, James Street's where I know I met Tone at James Street. I know I met Nick at James Street. I met Qua. Like at the Y.
I make fun of him all the time. I was like, bro, you just out here dropping 70 points on these lifetime.
All the time.
And
I'm
like,
bro.
nah, there's a real hoop.
Nah, I'm like, that dude's in a wheelchair, bro. That's not fair. What are you talking about?
Yo, the funniest video I have, for his episode, one of his episodes, we posted like a couple of days after, he sent me a video of like, you could tell it's like a Spanish family going to like watching their dad playing, and Qua was just killing. And the kid used to say, stop him, like, play defense.
I saw that video,
and I had me crying. You can hear the disappointment in the kid. The cry is just like, lay up, lay up, lay up.
Like that dude's
50 off layups.
Right. Dude's like whole family soul was crushed. I remember that.
And I pick up the support.
Yeah, for sure.
There was one game I'm watching him on the sideline. His team's down 15 points.
Is Lifetime game?
Is the Lifetime league.
He must have got there late.
He looks at me and tells me, watch this.
For sure.
Legit, not even 3 minutes later, the game's tied already.
Yeah.
He dropped all 15. It was like 3 layups, 3 threes. I'm like, 2 minutes?
That's crazy.
I mean, he does have a switch, though, that'll go on.
Yeah.
Kwame has a. Tone has a switch, too. Yeah, this dude Gio that you guys got to meet. Yeah, City Made Nova.
We seen him. We seen him play at the.
Yeah, he's got a switch. Tony Gallo got a switch.
Tony Gallo is one of the best players I've ever seen play. Like obviously, I'm not talking about the NBA. But
yeah, Tony's
he can compete with them. Trust me. But yo, I saw him on Sweat for Sweat League. They were down 3, and this dude literally the most casual half court shot to tie I've ever seen in my life. Literally, just like la la la.
Always
cash, bro, to tie at halftime.
Yeah.
But he will drop.
Yeah.
Yes.
Big shout out to him and bring a scout to us too.
That was dope. That was dope that he did that. I met Tony Gallo. Right. I had no idea who he was. He shows up at a Danvers Indoor League game, and like, you know, when you look at Tony, you're like, like he knows this, right? Yeah. So he comes out, that little hezzy, and you're like, whoa, like I don't know what to do here, right? Yeah. And then he hits that first 3, and you're like, that shot looked ugly anyway. Yeah. Then he hits the second one, and I'm guarding him. Then he hits the third, and I was like, yo, this dude, who is this dude? Anybody here know who this dude is? Does he do this? Or is he just on? Like, help me, right? 4th, 5th, this dude hit 10 threes on me, killed us, yo. Killed us. After the game, polite as all get it. What's going on, man? My name's Tony Gallo. Good to meet you. I train some kids. You know, if you have any kids you want me to train, you know, good to meet you. We should get together. Let's grab a bite to eat. I'm like, who are you? You just murdered me, bro. Stop being so polite. I don't like it.
You just dropped 10 threes on
right.
me.
I feel like you're talking trash through this. I don't understand.
Like Tim Duncan with who trash talk like, hey, good job.
Good job.
He just gave you 45, 15,
Yes.
and 8. Like,
That was Tony. Yes, 100%.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the top ones. He remind I don't know if you ever. I think Brian Ortiz might have left before you came.
I know Brian. Yeah,
They
I played with
remind me
Brian
a little bit because Brian Ortiz was like, you don't know what you're gonna like. All right, do I?
Fast, yo.
Guard up? Yeah,
Brian was fast.
This first, one of the
That
quickest
pull-up.
first.
Yes.
There's nothing you can do. You're like, all right, I could either play up on him. He's by me every time. Sag off 3 every time.
3, yeah.
It was just like you just.
He was tough.
There's just those guys where you're just like, I just hope he's off today. I hope he got yelled at work or something.
And his jump
I
shot
hope
Yes.
was so
it's
like
tough-
he had a lot of
tough day.
vertical on his. He jumped so high on that.
His
jump
story,
shot.
and then we had him on. I'm glad we got him. He came here for like a weekend from Florida, and they're like, "Yo, you need to stop by the show." His journey was crazy because after all he went through, and still ended up like going to Salem State and killing.
Yeah.
It was definitely a good time. Good thing to watch.
He's a hooper.
You got any tournaments that Netcast basketball team is going to conquer anytime
So
we
we
pull up to watch?
got a team in the Brody League right now. So we got a team in the Brody League that's going to start up in the spring, I think. We're in you guys know about a CLBO?
soon? Yeah.
Okay, so we're in the CLBO. We got that. We're in Danvers Indoor right now.
Are you playing all these games?
I played. So I had an Achilles injury like 6 months ago that messed me up a little bit. So like I'm just now getting back into hoop shape again. So it's wild. The older you get, the longer it takes to like get back.
Yeah.
It's just so hard.
Right, it's just like, yo, you don't play
in
anymore?
October.
He's in October. He's like, yo, I feel it.
But this times I still feel
I'll get back.
Yeah.
I always say I'm retired, and then someone's like, "Yo, come hoop," and I'm just like, and then you have a couple days. You know what it is? You'll be like, I'm good, and then you'll go in and you'll have that hot day when you can't miss. You're like,
Yeah, I'm back. I'm back. Yes, 100%.
Your knees will tell you next morning, like, bro,
Yeah.
you
You
I
are
was
not
called
back.
out. I
The
hooped
soreness is
yesterday.
different, that's all.
We hooped for a couple hours yesterday, me and Christian, and today I couldn't even get out of bed.
It's crazy.
I was called out. I was like,
It'll be like that.
Yeah.
drag myself through work. Didn't do anything while I was there.
Now I feel like I gotta get out of bed though, because my kids will talk like they're like my youngest is like, yo, I'm gonna cook you today.
Yeah.
I'm like, you can't say that, bro, because now I have to come. You know, I have to come out so it's tough. But yeah, so we're also in do you guys know New Liberty Innovation School in Salem? Have you guys heard of that school? It's so
Mass?
Yes, bro. Like this is wild. A dude by the name of Jamal Kama,
Not the
who
academy,
went to
though.
Providence back in like the 90s. It was probably the late 90s, is the principal. It's this little school that is associated with Salem, like the Salem public school system. It's a high school. They've got only like 60 kids, right?
figured.
Right?
I've never even
It's
heard
in
of
that
it.
Salem Mall. It's weird. Whoa. It's literally wild.
I know that.
Right? Like sneaking schools in the malls, right? 100%. And so Zach Zagorowski, you know Zagorowski family. So Zach, he's on staff there now, but they're doing some pretty dope stuff in Salem. And most of the kids that go to this high school are kids that either they're not like problem kids, but they had like weird circumstantial situations that led them to be in this school. And so every year he does, for the last 3 years, I guess, he's done like a tournament every year. And so it's called like New Liberty Innovation School Tournament, whatever. And that tournament has been lit. Like it has been a good tournament. And a lot of people don't even know about
Yeah,
it.
that's what I was going to say. We need to promote him.
Yeah.
So again, say them a whole lot. First of all, I didn't know the school existed, let alone the tournament.
Right?
But that'd be dope.
Yeah, so that's supposed to be coming up in March, and that's going to be at Salem High School. And so we'll put a team. The way that they're doing it is the last 2 years, Netcast won 1 year, and then we lost to James Street in the finals the second year. And so now they're doing just a 1-game tournament, us versus like James Street. They call it like James Street All-Stars. You guys know Lenny, who runs the James Street League? I don't know if you know him or not, but anyway, his son Jason Romans played at Curry College and now is at Endicott, but like towards ACL or something like that. So, but that's supposed to be a fun game. Yeah, y'all should come out to that.
It's funny. Ariel brought it up, and he as a question. He's like, bro, we have all these hoopers that come on and we have all these relationships. Why don't we throw like a charity game?
You should 100%
I
do
was
that.
just like, you know what?
It's a good idea.
Yo, I will make sure Netcast supports that.
Appreciate
No,
it.
for
I think-
real.
I think-
Like,
I think we're going
y'all
to
do some of that. You do some of the planning to put all that together. I'll make sure we put some money into
All right,
it.
word,
yeah,
word.
Netcast will put money into it for sure.
Word. Yeah, I think that'll be dope.
Yeah, right,
But, I
'cause
mean, at least we'll do one game and then maybe we'll go on from tournament. My dream, and this is actually me and Nick Lanier's dream as well, is our home park, Gallows Hill, is to do a league there, an adult league there. That is our dream. It's been like, you know, the park's been,
Yeah.
We got to talk to the city first and see when are they going to do something.
Oh, they just sent us,
started.
yeah, they sent us
They
they
just
just
started.
started. They cut all the trees
Sheesh.
down now.
Yo, it's crazy.
You ever played at Gallows Hill Park? It's
Once.
like near the,
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
That's like
Yeah.
a home.
Did you ever come to the first Sweat for Swick tournament that was at Gallows Hill Park?
Nah.
You already did, like, the
That was
second
pretty
high
cool.
Yeah.
That was,
Was
a cool
it?
experience, yeah.
That was dope.
Yeah, the first couple sweats were outside there because that was our home park. The tournaments for a boy who passed away, I believe it was almost like 10 years ago, and we started.
Yeah.
Well, no, I didn't start it. Nick started
Nick started,
a
yeah.
tournament that played in our home park because we
Yeah.
all lived like
Right there.
within the same block.
Yeah.
and then obviously I think the park messed up, so they moved it to Salem High, and I think now Nick's taking him into another direction. I believe he wants to do some. I don't know. Actually, I'll let him talk about it. I'm not gonna spoil
Yeah,
his
he
plans.
took that last year. He took off. He just canceled it, right?
Yeah, it's tough because But he was telling me, he's like, now it's not a bunch of 20-year-olds now. Like, it's harder to get teens when people just.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah.
We have reached my favorite part of the show.
Oh boy, let's go.
The DJ Bofka said a question.
Now in the mix with You are now in the mix with DJ
DJ Bofka
Wolfka.
said a question. This is a game we play at the end of every episode. It's pretty simple. We ask you two different options. You just choose one or the other one.
Red
Now-
pill, blue pill.
Oh boy,
What's that?
black, white.
All the
Yeah.
all the sound. When you hear the episode, there's like sound effects and there's like a beat behind it.
Boom, boom, boom.
That's why
Yeah,
they
let's
do
go.
that. Everyone's
Let's
just like,
go.
why did
Let's
they do
get
that? I
it.
was like,
Let's get it.
Who said, Scal's like, what? Why don't you guys just add the sounds? Like, we do add the sounds.
We do it.
You know what I mean? Then when I know this ain't NBC Studios, but
Right.
you know what I mean? Like, we add
Jeez.
sound. We got editing and stuff. We
Yeah.
got cool graphics and stuff.
Yeah.
My first question is always the same. Jordan or LeBron?
Jordan, you have to go Jordan all day.
It's an easy.
It's easy.
It's the worst when we go through a great episode
And
and
then
like,
they ruin
oh, this guy's the man. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
it's
saying? All
like-
of a sudden they hit you with
He's
a
like
LeBron.
LeBron.
You're
You're
like,
like, dang, we got to cancel the episode. My bad.
Tone.
And next week we will have on. You're like, yeah.
I think Tone is. I think he's the oldest person we've had on that said LeBron.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, but yeah, he's a Coles.
yeah.
He hit his head or something. I don't know.
But it makes sense. I think tone makes sense to like.
That he plays like him.
Yeah, I think it really has to do with what's your favorite style of basketball.
Yeah. I mean, it's
In a way.
Jordan is the GOAT. Like, there's no way around it. Like, there's no way around it. Like, there's no way.
I just watched this whole like documentary again, and I was still in awe. Like if I haven't seen,
Right. like you've never watched it, right? 100%.
God about. We think about old Jordan all the time, like the mid range Jordan, and then we forget about freaking
The young one when he was
The one
flying.
freaking-
The killer.
Yeah.
Like, literally the killer, yo. Like, who would
crazy
make
hang
stuff
time.
up
Yeah.
to motivate
The
himself.
cool
Like,
thing about it now, and I made fun of Paul George for the podcast, but the cool thing about it now, yes, we watch Jordan highlights our lives, but now we're getting to hear the stories of the people who guarded him.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And those are the coolest ones. The Reggie Miller, like, yo, I was talking to him during the preseason game. He laughed at me. We had him the first game, and he gave me 45. I had 12. And he said, welcome to the league.
league.
You know what I mean? Like stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's my favorite part.
you don't hear any about it, like nothing like that with LeBron.
No.
Just
No.
his IQ, he's so smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a smart guy.
Yeah,
He's a
yeah.
smart guy. You're like, who cares? Like, Hoopers don't care about smart guys.
yeah.
Like, when was the last time we cared about a smart guy? You know what I'm saying?
That's true. That is true. Okay. But that's my favorite. That's like, yeah, I'm obviously not a huge fan of the way the NBA is going in this new NBA, but that's one of the things that I enjoy is that we're seeing a lot of the players do their own thing. Like the only thing you knew about players is what ESPN told you, what Fox told
Yeah.
you, what these morning shows told you. Now You know, not that I love Paul George losing by 30 and going on a podcast the next morning.
Yeah.
But at least I get to hear, you know, Gilbert Arenas' stories.
Right.
But I like the more the retired people. Those are the good. The Gilberts, the Matt.
Garnett stories are crazy.
they're cool.
Love it. It's so
Come on,
good.
man. Like, that's the cool part about that. But you know, you don't see Jordan on no damn podcast. You know, not alone. I wish they didn't do it during the season. Just don't. Something about you playing the game and hopping onto the mic when you get. Kobe wouldn't do that.
Doing some recovery or something.
Yeah, you just get it.
Especially Paul. You know, it's like, come on, Paul.
Making ice plunge,
Work on
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Like, bro, you can wait till the summer, bro. Like, you just don't need. Because he's thinking like, I'm stuck. They're probably like, oh. I'm gonna say that today. You're not even thinking about the game because you're thinking about it after this. You gotta, and there's a production team and everything. You gotta make sure, like, you know,
you got a guest today.
it's like you have a part-time job.
That's crazy
You're
to
not
think
supposed to have a
about.
part-time job when you're in the NBA.
He's on the last place team. There's no motivation. I don't blame him.
But he had a podcast for a couple of years already.
I'm saying now, you know, I don't blame him.
Yeah,
Like,
I
I'd
guess.
rather go to the podcast.
Yeah.
One of these jobs, one of these jobs pays you $40 million a year. You should probably pay attention more to the one than you just talking.
True.
But you know, all right. Next question. Better highlight: dropping somebody or dunking on somebody?
When you make somebody touch earth, it's the best. It's the best. Like, it's just the best.
So I was hooping yesterday. I got him with like a little jab step this way. The dude
Yeah.
fell over, and inside.
Yeah, there's
felt like-
nothing better than that.
Yes.
Nothing.
It's been a while since I've seen.
Yes.
I agree. Just because the fact that now, especially in the NBA, when people are not guarding.
Yeah.
Normally, on
Yeah.
like
It's
when you play
different.
like these rec leagues, you playing. People don't only want to guard you because.
Right.
And now there's cell phones. It's like, you know what I
Yes.
mean? You're on Instagram the next day.
Yeah.
So when you make somebody like dunking on, like, you just be caught in the way. It's just, you know,
Yes.
it is what it is. But you dropping somebody one time ever in my life I got dropped. One time.
Okay, that means you haven't been playing good D.
You're right.
Like,
100%.
Yeah, it has to be it.
I believe you.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I was not known. In my days of hooping, you could ask everybody, I was not known for my
Yeah.
defense. I was I'm a lefty. I maybe not even created shots. I was more of a whatever. But I was not playing too much defense. But I got dropped once, and the worst, it was like someone who was like 10, 15 years younger than me.
It's happened to all of us.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, he was 10 or 15 years younger than you?
me, and he dropped.
And he dropped you? Ooh,
It
yeah,
was
that's
just
tough.
It was just a quick like. and I
That's
was like,
tough.
It was a slow motion because when you trip, you're like, oh no,
The worst is
I'm
like-
really going down.
Yeah, it's like slow
Oh
mo.
no!
Yeah.
Thank God there wasn't no camera. I just got up like, ain't nobody see nothing. Ain't nobody
Yes.
see. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but back then there was the
But I'll take the O's all day rather than the flashlight and then one of these.
They didn't even. I feel like they didn't want to embarrass dude for falling.
Oh, basketball.
Yeah.
Basketball.
They're too nice about it.
Basketball's too nice
Let's just
now.
all pretend like that didn't just happen.
Right.
Are you all right?
Yeah, me and Manny grew up in the era where all we did is run our mouths. I don't
That's
care
it.
if I'm 0 for 16. You're gonna hear my mouth. Now it was like, Mom, Mel, chill. We just here to shoot around. I'm like, come, yo.
Bro, like making somebody fall is worth stopping the entire game.
Yeah.
Like, it's just worth just turn it over, give it back to him.
Yeah. I feel like these days they're not as good. I feel a lot of them are like people slip or like a push off. I know now in this NBA they do a lot of like the
The push off.
Push off.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. Or to step on a foot. Yeah, and all that. Yeah.
But
That's a
like-
real thing.
I don't know, I used to love looking up like a nice handles or crossover video.
Yeah.
And you get them on their heels.
Yeah,
They're doing
yeah.
That's the
man.
worst.
I can't even think of like someone back then. It was Iverson,
Iverson, that double crossover.
Yeah, speaking of
Losing
Kenny
the
Smith,
shoe.
Oh
Kenny
my
Smith
God,
during the
Jason
All-Stars
Williams.
said Iverson wasn't top 5 at handles. I was like, bro, this is why. Like,
that?
Yeah, I did hear that.
Kenny Smith.
Yeah,
was
I
like,
thought that was
wow,
crazy.
bro. He's like, he was just fast.
He was just fast. I was like, what? Do you not remember, bro? Yes, he was fast. Yes, he could jump. Yes, he could score. His handles were tight.
That crossover was so. I don't know.
And those long, he has such long arms too for
Yeah.
being so small. Yeah.
He was tough.
Yep.
Kyrie's by far my favorite.
Like when I was a kid, I wanted to copy his crossovers.
Yeah. All day.
wasn't-
The AI cross, bro. That's all we did.
Absolutely.
That right to left. Boom.
Yeah.
Boom.
All right, next one.
All right.
Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown?
Oh. Oh,
That is
yeah, that
tough.
is tough. I mean, I feel like you gotta go with Tatum. His aura is just different.
Yeah.
Brown, bro, I feel like you just got to go with Tatum. Yeah, I couldn't really tell you why. It's just like if I had to watch somebody play, Tatum's a lot more finesse.
Yeah, their game.
Like their game is not the same. It's different.
Right.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I watched them. I got invited to go to the Celtics facility. Their old assistant coach, a guy by the name of Jason Larinaga, used to go to our church, and so he was like, "Bro, come out to a practice." So I went out to a practice, and I got to sit there for like 25 minutes and watch Tatum and Brown. This is probably like 5 years ago, just play one-on-one for like 30 minutes. And it was a battle, like watching them go out. But I would say Tatum was a ton better.
Yeah.
Back then, at least, a ton better. Yeah.
Jaylen Brown's just that dog. It's like
he's gonna show it
good
in-
cop, bad cop. Like,
Yes.
you know what I mean? James
Yeah,
Tatum's
that's
like
true.
he's the white knight. That like
Yes.
I represent. Jaylen Brown's like, man, I'm here if
Yes.
things need to happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
that is true.
He's gonna come alive in the playoffs and just like
Yeah,
You know what I mean? He's the one, the dog who won the Finals MVP. The dog did.
he did.
All right, next one. Is another one like the first question. It depends what you answer, whether you're gonna upset
Okay.
one of us or not.
All right.
Duke or UNC?
Oh, I know what you want me to say, but I'm gonna go Duke.
I'm Team Duke.
Oh, are you okay?
He's Team UNC.
But again, you got to remember. So Elton Brand dunked on me when I was a junior in high school. He was a year older, so he was a senior. And so I had some affinity to that. I was like, I want to watch this dude.
Yeah.
And then playing against Jason Williams, like in the high school years. So I just felt like that, and that's where like Duke, like that's right. Yeah.
That's kind of again. That's
That era.
That's where.
And I do remember one of my very first basketball memories ever was I was on Long Island visiting my dad or at my grandparents' house, and like all I remember is my dad coming into the room to wake me up, pulls me out of bed, sits me down on the couch, and is like, "We gotta watch this together." And it was the Christian Laettner turnaround finish. Isn't that crazy?
That's beautiful.
And like he woke me up.
yeah.
It's like he knew it was going to happen. He woke me up and he was like, "You just got to watch this with me."
That's dope.
And he hit the turnaround.
That's crazy.
And that's like my youngest memory of basketball.
That's an amazing first memory.
Isn't that crazy?
That's an
though?
amazing first memory.
That's
like one of the
that's
most
nutty.
memorable, like
of all time. Woke me up.
That's crazy.
Like that had to have been God.
Yeah.
Like
here's your-
who wakes a kid up from sleep? What dad wakes a kid up from sleep? A dad? When I look at my kids, I'm like, stay asleep.
Right.
Stay asleep,
Right,
you know?
please.
You need to watch this.
He's like, you need to watch this. Woke me up to watch this, bro. And sure enough, it's like one of the greatest shots of all time. It's crazy. Yeah.
You're destined to be a Duke fan. You should
Yeah. One of my best friends is a big Duke fan too. So like,
just come to the. Problem is that I'm so like.
Jordan.
I know, bro.
Yeah,
That was in the 80s.
I know.
That, like, you guys haven't had. You know what? I'm not gonna get in this argument.
Vince Carter.
I'm Team UConn.
Whatever.
Different
hey,
set of champions over here.
different question.
Whatever.
Shabazz though.
Oh, yeah.
Big
I coached Shabazz in like a camp one time. He was like 8 years old, and he was playing against like 12-year-olds. His attitude was wild.
Yeah.
He was like, "I'll kill everyone." I was like, "You are this big. Can you stop? Like, I'm trying to put you in this game so you actually can do work. Can you please stop making me protect you from the 14-year-old kids?" Like, his mouth was crazy.
Yeah, he's definitely.
I was in the league with Shabazz, and
Were you?
That was like, I was in awe how good he was when I stepped in the gym. It was just like fucking NBA 3,
Yeah.
NBA 3, Euro step,
Yeah.
the cleanest Euro.
So clean.
And
His
then,
game was so
Noah
clean.
Pass. I'm like, damn, this guy's just like,
Y'all know Rashid Al-Khalim? He went to Charleston. Man, he played at Florida, went to the year before or after the national championship. That's another hooper that you guys...
Man,
He's a local.
listen, all you have to do is like, yo, Mo, I got someone who wants to be on the show.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, I'll throw you some dates.
Yeah, he's a hooper.
Definitely. Real quick about Duke. The problem is that everybody in the North Shore, even in the damn state, knows that I'm a Duke fan. So when we lose,
You get the call?
So,
Uh-oh.
Yup.
a couple years ago, we're in the Final Four against UNC. It's Coach K's last year. I'm at the bar in Salem. I'm at the Derby in Salem. Everybody's being. I'm like, yo, I gotta go. They're like, why? I gotta watch the game. They're like, the game's gonna be right here. I was like, nah, I gotta be in my zone. This is like one. I was like, this is by far probably the most important Duke game I've ever watched in my life. Fortunately, we lost.
Yep.
And my phone, I couldn't even like ignore. Like you know when your phone's going off so much that you just kind of like
It's like hot. You can't even touch it. You're like,
yeah,
ooh.
yeah, I'm just sitting there, and it's Nick, it's everybody. Everybody's calling me back to back, leaving me voicemails. Like I have a picture of them like flipping me off like right after this. I'm like,
crazy.
I posted the next day like with friends like these, you know, like. But and I was
like running down the street with my Jordan jersey, the
I
UNC.
was so depressed.
Love it.
I didn't talk to anybody for like 2 days.
That's
Especially
hilarious.
when that was Coach K's last game, and we lose in the Final Four, and then you guys couldn't even
Get 'em
have
out
the
of here.
decency to
To
win
win
the
it all.
championship.
Yeah, you couldn't even win it all that year.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Yes.
Got Coach K.
Yes. Yes. That's tough.
Man, we'll see
Who
this
devil
year.
himself.
We're looking crazy this year.
Yes. That is
Crazy
true.
this year.
Crazy.
Cooper Flags.
He's so
Real deal.
different.
I saw him live, bro. The real deal. Like
Were you were at the BC game? You said, yeah, I was there too. It was
the
crazy,
real deal. It was just like, oh, you don't belong here. Like you're better than me.
bro. He just turned 18. That's so insane.
Yo, he's crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah, you cost barely 500 this year, by the way.
March Madness coming
Yeah,
up.
next
let's,
question.
let's hope they don't choke.
It does happen.
That's why it's called March Madness, because the best team is because it all takes is one bad shooting night.
Yeah.
Just, next one. What do you prefer? Obviously, on nice days, hooping inside or hooping outside?
Outside,
Yeah.
outside every time. Yep.
Now people want to protect their knees.
But you need an indoor ball.
Yeah.
Indoor ball to play
Indoor
outside?
ball, outside court.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Really?
that's what I'm
Don't
going
worry
with.
if you ruin
You don't care. No, we'll just yeah.
Going through them like that?
We're just going through. We got to go through them. Yeah.
Those evolutions, right?
Yeah, you just need them out, and they're kind of fresh outside. Like after they've been worn out a little bit,
Yeah, I know.
or the rock will be nice outdoors. Yeah, after it's worn out. Yeah, yes, of course.
I might have to make my comeback.
Everybody's so afraid of like the
Tell them,
impact of landing on concrete.
No.
Or trying to.
See, that's the generation.
I don't like that.
I don't like
I'm
that
not thinking.
either.
I'm
I don't
thinking
like
about
that.
hooping. Listen, these young guys, think about hooping.
Like I can't do
Think
it.
about like things hurting and everything. Like that happened in your 30s, 40s. I'm hurt right now, but it's cool now. I had that when I was young. Don't think about it's young, bro. Don't think about stuff like this. Just hoop.
I have to categorize you if you're like, oh, it's blacktop. Yeah, I can't. You know, my knees. I'm like,
Yep.
I gotta now put
my
you in.
friends are-
I gotta like put you in this box over here. I didn't want to put you there. We were tight. You know, I'll try to get you out, but like,
we come from an era that like, if it was in the winter, we would shovel off the court.
100%
Shovel off the court with snow.
rain, like
So obviously
sliding.
we lived in front of the court, so we were literally the maintenance staff for the court.
100%.
So my dad would like, we need to go to Walgreens,
Yep.
put up new nets. The court wasn't. Salem did once in a while, but they're not coming every time a net
Same.
breaks. You know what I mean?
I told them single rib this time. I see them take the hoops down.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, make sure.
You know who I
Yeah.
want to
Shit,
say?
let's come back
I want
up
to
single
Manny
rib.
Cruz.
Yeah.
I want to contact Manny Cruz, but I don't know if I this much close. Like, bro, it would be amazing if we get some lights there.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
Who would we need to contact?
city and mayor. Oh,
I think,
For
they would
lights?
make us like our street approve about those lights.
You think so?
At
Oh yeah, probably at night.
Literally,
Like,
on the court, like.
and who's gonna manage like when the lights go off and like that's
Don't
always
worry,
so.
I'll take care of it.
I'll take care of it all.
Yeah, probably at a timer.
Yeah, because in Salem, there's lights at the what is it, Palmer Street?
Yeah.
And it's a timer at 10 o'clock. It shuts
Yeah.
off. So you could do it. Obviously, the controls locked up.
Yeah.
Remember that was 2 years ago with like the
That was the most legendary thing.
legendary. The lights go out.
Blackout.
And it's like overtime or something.
And they had to play.
The police were there watching, and they were
Cops
like,
they're like,
That's the
no,
best.
I need to see this game. He cuts the law. Turns out, he's like,
No.
anybody says
No.
something to you, just tell them it was me. Turns it back on. And we
That's
continue
the
again.
best, yo.
That was a championship
But we didn't know
game.
what to do. Everybody had their little flashlights on their phone. I'm like,
Think about a championship game is tied going into overtime.
Where was this?
This is Palmer Street. So
Palmer's Cove. Not Palmer Street, Palmer's Cove.
it's not called Palmer's Cove, is it?
Like the court and the point.
It's on Palmer Street, so you're both
not
right.
on Palmer
Oh yeah, that's right. That's Levitt Street.
That's
Levitt
what I'm
Street. Yeah,
saying.
but the court is called Palmer
Street
Cove.
Cove.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a friend, we have this like a youth league. It's usually between what I think middle school to like college.
Yeah.
And our friend of ours, Koki Espinal, runs it every year. He's been doing it. I believe this is year 8.
Yep.
And it's called P2P. Props,
Yeah.
props for pops. And it's but it runs from like I believe like July to like just like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
month and a half, and it's that's why I met what's the dude you were just saying earlier?
Gio. Yeah,
that's
Gio,
what we see.
okay.
Gio, we seen all these guys.
Now this year they added a second court, so now it's back like 2 courts. They'll have 2 games.
So yeah, I would
once.
definitely stop by one of those.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do that.
Yeah.
That's dope.
All right, wait a minute. All right, I said I was gonna retire this question,
No, bring it out.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm going too soon because usually right, just repeat questions, people start getting like, oh yeah. Pancakes or French toast?
Dang. It depends where you are. Like at home,
However you want to interpret.
my
the
wife
question.
makes a French toast that is outrageous. It's so good. So like I feel like if I'm at home, I'm having that all day. But if I'm at Cracker Barrel or IHOP, I'm getting pancakes 100%. Yeah, that's. But the wife can make a crazy
give you
French
some
toast.
advice?
Yes, please do.
I'd probably pick the one your wife makes the best as the right answer.
Yes,
Just the
obviously.
French toast,
Babe,
you know?
like yes, babe.
Between pancakes, waffles, and French toast, what order you put those in?
I knew you were gonna ask that.
That's what Josh asked every time.
You have
I knew you were gonna ask that.
Man, I would go wife's French toast.
Yeah, there you go.
Right, obviously.
there you go.
Number 1.
I might go waffle second and pancake
Okay.
third, unless it's a blueberry pancake from Cracker Barrel. Boom.
So this all started, like most of these set of questions is usually an argument that we had one time and it just stuck. One time
I love it.
I said like, oh, pancakes and French toast, and then a co-host Sanchez is usually here. He's like, why not waffles? In my head, like nobody eats waffles. I was naive. I didn't think the world was into waffles as much
So
as
mine
they
is
are.
like pancakes, waffles, then French toast.
In my head,
Okay.
I was like, I've never gone out to eat or breakfast and someone other than chicken and waffles, and that's a whole different argument.
That is
I don't even want to start that.
Yeah, that's
you know, you're arguing about it. But chicken and
Yeah.
waffles. I'm
You're like,
bro,
why do
people
those go
eat
together?
waffles
Yeah, they
without
do.
Chicken.
People eat waffles. without
He didn't
chicken.
understand. They say chicken and waffles. I'm like, dude, you know, like they sell it separate. Like it's not just. But
But did y'all not grow up on like the Eggo waffles?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, right? Like,
Yeah.
there's something special about that. That's like brings you back.
Yeah.
Put a little syrup
was a
on it,
French
just eat
toast?
it, like
I was
just
a
walking
French
out the
toast
house.
guy.
I was definitely pancakes.
You know what it was? You know the first couple things you learn how to cook, like scrambled eggs and stuff like that. French toast was one of the first couple things, so like, I think that's one.
Yeah, makes sense.
I just made pancakes. the other day.
Nostalgia.
That's wild. At what time?
Like in the morning.
Oh, just making sure. That's what I asked. It's 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Oh, you making the mix and everything?
Ready to go.
Oh, wow.
I can see you over there
Bro, if I ever walked into the house and I just saw the others with a bowl like this,
looking at you with some eyes like, what's gonna
what are you doing?
Oh, you know.
Definitely only makes enough for you because I've never seen no leftover pancakes in the fridge or nothing. He makes enough just for him.
You don't want them
Greedy.
cold. You don't want them cold.
You can heat them back up. All right, who retires first? Kevin Durant or Steph Curry?
Probably. I'm sorry, bro. Probably Kevin. Kevin's gonna go first.
I can see it. I'm not mad.
Yeah.
I can see
Real,
it.
real quick, shout out to our frequent guest on here, Jude, who actually got in a back and forth with Kevin Durant on Twitter.
No.
last week. Yes.
Last week,
Yeah.
I think
forget-
that's so funny.
I
'cause,
should have
like,
screenshotted it because it was
you
hilarious.
didn't screenshot that. You see that and you're just like moving on.
Yeah.
What?
KD,
That's crazy, bro.
But I was just like, yo, that's crazy. And then I didn't do too much. I wanted to see how much the thread went.
Yeah.
It went back and forth a little bit. And then, yeah, man, I moved on.
Moved on. I was busy that day, bro.
What
were they beefing about?
All-Star.
All-Star.
Oh, the All-Star game?
I remember Kevin Durant literally replying, like, oh, so now y'all care about the All-Star game? As you said to Jude. I'm not going to go through it, but if I can find it, I'm sure he screenshotted it. I should ask him right now. He's
That's
like, yeah,
crazy.
I got 3 copies.
Oh yeah.
Right? But I do believe it's going to be KD to retire first just because.
I think it's gonna be Curry out of
Really?
like, not because physical.
Okay,
I think he's gonna fall out of love with this. He's like, I don't know if he's.
maybe.
Maybe a
But you
couple
know how
ways.
hard it is to fall out of love with basketball.
I
You
know,
know,
also like the
like we're
politics
over
of
here
it.
talking about
Yeah,
basketball.
I know.
You know?
Sorry.
What's like the NBA politics?
Yeah, I can see it.
Politics has been beautiful, Steph Curry. He's the golden
Or maybe
child.
not.
They
not
do
the
love
Jimmy
him.
Butler's.
Jimmy Butler,
Yeah.
I think,
Now that they start to
might
win
have
a little bit.
abandoned him a couple
But
of
there was
Yeah.
a point where he just looked depressed.
He
out
did.
there. And KD
This
looks like he
season.
just loves basketball beyond like.
Yeah, but KD, like,
any injury.
Oh, actually,
You saw that clip with him getting emotional, KD, recently? He's like, it's been so good to me. Yeah.
you know what's crazy?
It's life.
Your contract's about to run up. Because KD's not going to be in the Suns next year. So where are you going? Wherever he goes, I hope he goes to the most wackest.
No.
Like,
Yeah, wherever he goes, he brings you.
Huh?
You know he's
You're
gonna
a
go
part
back
of
to
the
Golden
He's not
State.
going to Golden State. That's
Going
why.
back to Golden
That'd be
State.
dope.
Not with Jimmy
Why?
now.
He's just waiting for Draymond to leave. That's the reason why he hasn't gone back.
Draymond's not going anywhere.
He's
Draymond-
going to be the coach.
They'll kick him out.
If
If KD tells
there
him
was
I'm
a
coming
trade
back,
in place at the trade deadline, and KD said no.
yeah, because of Draymond.
You don't think KD could have been like, "Yo, I'll do it if you get rid of Draymond"? Golden State would have dropped Draymond like,
Not
No,
this
no,
year.
sir.
Not this year.
Because they were just saying that like when Draymond retires, he's next as the head coach.
Who?
"Who said that?" Draymond said
Yeah,
that.
okay.
Draymond said that. That don't count.
Oh, we're just like, be realistic.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
like,
Yeah, that's the whole reason he left. But I'm
He's not
telling
going
you,
back to
he's
Golden
going back to Golden State to win
said
shit.
He didn't want to leave his
That sounds
team
like a-
halfway.
that
through
sounds
the
like a
season.
bet.
He'd rather do it in the off season than like halfway.
Which makes sense.
Still
He
owe me a
got
burrito
a
just
lot of
around
hate
right
for
now.
just going to Golden State. He doesn't want to bring that on again by just leaving halfway through the season to go back. That'd be crazy.
I don't think he goes to Golden State. Man.
Huh?
I don't think so either.
I think he probably goes
I
to
don't think
Miami.
Draymond ever leaves either.
No, he's not going to go to a team where he has the less chance of winning. He's old.
That's true.
He's about to. He's
Well,
got,
he's under contract, so
but
he's
I-
going to get traded.
Kevin Durant,
But that's what I'm saying. He's not going to get traded to a non-contender. He's going to get traded to a place where he wants to go, where he's always been in charge of.
yeah, but
You know what I love about you, bro? When you start talking, you a little aggressive. He's like quiet. He's like, let me tell you.
I like to get my point across.
I love it. I love you, bro.
I have a video. So, if you know Manny, everybody who sees this, or everybody grew up with him, all he does is argue. So he's calm because
It's
he's
good.
This is media training. This is like, you know what I mean. He's been on the show a couple times. He knows how to comport himself now. You know what I mean? But there's some times where we call them the Red Cup episodes, where there's a little something special in that cup. So
Yep.
a little,
Yeah.
a little lubricant,
Little
and it gets a
animated.
little. I have a video of him and my co-host literally screaming at each other, and I'm just taping it. Back and forth. I'm just saying, look at these idiots. Look at these idiots. And it was because I'm talking top of their lungs. You da da da. And just like, and everybody's just like, dude, that's Manny.
That's
Everybody
Manny.
go run routes outside.
Yeah.
On the parking lot.
I love it. But he's all smart. He's like, yeah. And then all of a sudden, he's like letting you
Cover me
know.
then.
It's like
Cover me then. Cover me then.
They're trying to
So
one
good.
quarterback out there.
I love it.
Go play right now. It's parking lot 10 o'clock at night. Let's go play right now. There's lights out there.
Competitive nature. That's
Yeah,
all.
but that's how we grew up.
That's-
These
that's
kids can watch
beautiful.
this and learn a little something.
It's the way it's supposed to be. Okay,
Absolutely.
if you're young, if you're under 18, understand this is how it's supposed to be.
I don't care what game is, checkers, whatever it is. You play to win. Participation. I don't want to.
No, let's not. We cannot go there.
All right. It's been a little warm the last couple of days, but to me, it's been a little rough winter. It's been a little cold out.
Yep.
What's better for the cold? A little bowl of soup or a bowl of chili?
I would say a bowl with my girl. You know, like that.
Okay,
I was-
then.
I'm gonna go with chili.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with chili. Again, the wife makes a good chili, so we got to go with the wife's chili.
There
Yeah.
you go. Absolutely.
But do you know you don't want to disagree?
I'm sure.
It's a good answer.
Okay, good. I really can't. We're talking about how he argues. I was like, wait, where's it go?
I don't eat either that often, unless it's like sancocho or something.
Yeah.
They're both. They're
Dominican
both.
soup.
They're both good.
Yeah.
Actually,
But chili-
is not soup. It's more.
Stew.
It's like a stew.
Yeah.
Yeah, a good homemade chili is always gonna hit. You know what I mean?
Always.
How often do you-
Homemade. It's got to be homemade.
I don't have that.
Not like Wendy's
Yeah,
chili.
nah, chili.
So I went to.
I feel like I'm about to
Salty.
die.
Straight bathroom.
Yeah, I'm about to
See,
die.
this, all right, I might bleep this restaurant out just because future I want to get paid from them, and
Yeah.
I don't want to be like, oh, you one day you on episode you
was blasting us
you're
up.
blasting us about our chili. So I went to Texas Roadhouse.
Shout out
Timestamp.
Texas Roadhouse.
Timestamp on that too.
132.
What we're saying is we love Texas Roadhouse.
As an app, you get two apps. I got two sides. I got a bowl of chili. They'll bring it first. Bro, this one was all beans. There was like no meat in it. I was just like, bro, like, it's a lot of beans in this one. You know, I'm Dominican. I grew up on beans.
Yeah.
I'm fine with beans, but like this is a little like.
Yes.
So I wasn't really too happy with the chili.
I love how chili from Texas Roadhouse gets a spot on the show. I like that.
I know.
Makes an appearance.
And then we're like, and don't put it on the show.
I'll put it on. I'll just bleep out the restaurant. Just because,
It's the
Give us
best.
a check one day. Who knows? All right. What's better achievement, Olympic gold medal or an NBA championship?
Yeah, an NBA championship has got to be, hands down. Because you still get the best people in the whole world.
Yep.
And in addition to that, you've got the 7-game series.
Yeah.
So it's like a true winner.
Yeah.
You know, like anybody could win a game.
Yeah,
like we've
right.
seen that like in hoop, like growing up, right? It's like anybody could win a game. You just have a bad game. But like that 7-game series changes everything. So I would say if I was going to like hold my head high because I won something over the other, definitely be NBA championship.
Yeah. Who did he play? Somebody said about something about gold medal. It's definitely someone without an NBA champion. Like, oh, gold medal.
Yeah.
How good do you
Barkley.
feel?
Barkley's like, it's everything.
Yeah. Like if I'm like,
I think it might have been Devin Booker.
all right, so I'm Devin Booker, right? How good do you feel about winning a
no,
gold
he didn't-
medal?
he didn't say that. He didn't
All
say
right, let's just use him as an example. How good do you feel about winning a gold medal when your teammates were LeBron James,
Right.
Kevin Durant,
Right.
and Steph Curry?
Right.
It's
You
like,
can't feel good about that.
it's a great.
Like the Monstars.
Yeah, I mean, like we
Yeah,
won. Like,
right.
you were supposed to win.
Yeah.
It's a good, like, yeah, we did it, but I wouldn't hold it as in like,
It's a good
yo, our Olympic gold medal is like
Yeah.
Curry
no.
can feel great. He's the one hitting all the shots.
Yeah, I know.
But
Oh my God.
Booker,
that.
Yeah.
That last
Booker did
game in
good.
the Olympics
He
was
was
by
tough.
far like,
That was one of the coolest 2-minute stretches I've ever
I
seen
know.
of somebody.
and it's one of those things. I think God knows we're sports fans because He'll let you know. Because there's times when I'm not watching the game and I'm just like, oh, I think it's on, and you'll put it on, and it'll be the greatest 2-minute stretch of your,
Yes.
your
It
life.
happens to me all the time.
Oh, let me
Yes.
put it, and then you put it, it's
Let me
like
put this
time,
random-
45 seconds left. You're like, oh,
You're
what?
like, hey!
The other
It goes
day, I was
overtime. You just
100%.
like random college basketball I was watching.
You know, do you remember back in the day? Speak of your UConn. Well, I think it was UConn. Maybe not. The Syracuse game won like 7 overtimes.
Yeah.
Wasn't UConn in Syracuse?
I can't remember.
It might have been. Oh, I think it was Pittsburgh.
I can't remember.
I think it was Pitt.
Pitt.
And I remember like that was one of those where like turned the channel on. I was like, oh,
7 OTs.
no, it was like tied. It was tied at the end. I was like, oh, it's going to overtime. All right, let me see this. And I
2
literally
hours
sat
later.
there and watched 7 overtime.
Yeah,
just
that's
'cause I
crazy.
just wanted to watch. But I agree. I think NBA championship definitely. All right, a would you rather question. Would you rather be able to play every instrument or be able to speak every language?
Like every language? Every language?
Every language.
I'm gonna go with instrument because, like, hear me out though. Like, how many languages do I really need to know? Like,
right.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
taking up a lot of space in
Yeah,
there.
and what can I do with that? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think you-
I don't travel that much.
You can be like a very like, oh, good guy. If you maybe 4 or 5 max.
If you're not
English,
using
Spanish,
Yeah,
French, Italian.
like that's it.
You got to use it with a
But
purpose.
like every instrument, like you could pick up anything and just like go ham, just like, hey,
Might
like
get a
give me
record
that.
deal.
That'd be crazy.
Record deal.
And you could get paid for being a translator, but not as much as playing musicians and
I
instruments.
can play every instrument.
Play every
But think
instrument.
about
every
Like,
instrument.
Prince was like that. Prince
Think
can
about
play
the
every
networking
instrument.
you can do if you spoke every language.
Yeah, but like you'd have to travel so
Yeah.
much. Yo. I'm like, I'm a homebody a little bit. I'm
Do a
like,
little business in Japan.
yeah,
little-
yeah.
go to-
I mean, I get that.
You'll know whoever's talking
My
shit
bad,
or wherever you are.
Real quick, I just got the sports update. Duke won by 40. Next question.
Hey, moving on. Here we go.
I've done that like 3 weeks ago. Oh, by the way, we just won by 32. We blowing teams out.
Yeah, it's fair.
Not much competition right now.
I know
for Cooper
ACC's
Flag.
rough.
Yeah.
ACC's rough right now.
It's been a while since we've seen someone like.
Dominate like that. Honestly, it's the conference and the team. Like Duke is a very
Get
deep
out of
team.
here. Go to that and be. Get out.
Yeah.
I know he did the annual like we hear it every year. Oh yeah, I think I'm gonna come back. I'm like, bro, don't even lie to us. Like,
You know what? I
Like,
think they just
Cooper
love-
Flag said that.
Yeah, no.
Why would he even say that?
I know. At least look
'cause
up being young.
he's supposed to say that. It's one of those things they tell you. Like,
But I
yo,
think he's just
but
loving like the Duke moment and like the environment.
Oh, of course. Like it's not
Damn, I
thought
wanna
through.
Be here another year.
I think John
Yeah.
Shaw would be like, bro,
I mean, if they win, don't rule it out.
why?
You never know.
I'm
Don't
out
rule
of
it
here.
out.
You're the
a
number
big
one
fan-
pick.
I'm a big fan of.
I mean,
like,
what? Go ahead.
Hooper's just staying in college and doing at least 3 to 4.
I was gonna say with the new like the NIL money, like
You are getting paid.
he's getting paid $4 million, I think, this year.
Yeah.
Like, and if he gives up going, and like there's some sort
get
of
it.
like
But my head is like, there's always that
That
Paul George.
yeah,
There's
that-
always that like, you know,
potential injury.
like
2024.
$4 million is cool.
Dropping
but,
that stock value,
But not
yeah.
that like that Nike deal is gonna be crazy once we get to the league, or whoever shoe he signs with, whoever, you know what I mean? That's
I don't know,
different money.
maybe-
NIL is cool. Well, I'm glad for NIL, even though I think it's kind of ruining college basketball, but you know, whatever.
But here's a crazy thought. What if he lands that Nike deal now? And so he's set for life, hundreds of millions, right?
Yeah.
You're 18 years old going into your sophomore year. You're going to turn 19. You're only 19 years old. Like, there's still 19-year-olds in high school, right? And you could still have another year at Duke, maybe run it back again. Like,
I
at
see
that point, that might be like kind of a dope decision. No one else has ever done it.
I think there's gonna be a lot of there's gonna be people this year. You'd be like, you gotta go.
You get your ring in college.
If
and
you
then
win-
NBA.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is he Nike? I thought I saw him rocking Adidas.
it's hard because
And nice New Balance, right?
New
No,
Balance.
New Balance. So it's weird. No, I think it is New Balance because it's weird with college because like Duke is signed with Nike.
Yeah.
But anything he does outside of the basketball court, it's whatever. New
Yeah.
Balance. And I trust me, when he goes to the league, he will not be signed to New Balance
I don't know. They're coming.
unless New
coming up.
Balance throws him like the Brinks truck.
Yeah.
Not happening.
They're coming
Yeah,
up.
yeah. You're going to Nike. You're going to
Think about all these other
Adidas, maybe.
All these other brands got so many stars now.
That is true. Like,
Kawhi's kind of like on his way.
Yeah, but
out of
do
New,
you,
New Balance.
so I'm going to the league. Do I really care about my shoes? No, just give me the check for my shoes. Like, I really don't like.
Nah, that
what
matters.
shoes really stand out?
Your sneakers matter, I think.
But what shoes really like? I don't know. Everybody with shoe deals. Which ones do you really like?
Anthony Edwards.
True.
I noticed
don't know if
James Harden's, Tatum's, I guess.
Tatum stepped it up.
yeah.
Curry's. I see a lot of hoopers wearing the Curry's.
Do you?
Yeah.
Under
I've
Armours?
never liked those.
Yeah, me neither. I like
never-
James.
I
James
never-
Harden's. Surprisingly,
I never
were very
understood
comfortable.
like.
Kyrie's.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I love the Kyries.
Yep.
The new
Kyrie's were my
the new
favorite.
Antas. The new Antas are dope.
Oh yeah, he has his own little thing.
Yeah.
I like appreciate ball sneakers now more than ever.
Anybody try Jalen Brown's shoes?
Nah, but I feel like they would be fire.
I've never really
No,
cared
have
for
you
the
seen the
LeBrons.
picture of him? It looked like a dude's trying to walk on a moon or something like that.
Yeah,
It's
some,
weird
like, some
looking.
Alien little.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Different, I guess.
They look comfortable though.
All right, almost done here. Hopefully, somewhere warm weather soon. So, beach or pool?
Beach.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to the beach. Yeah, we live in New England. You know what I'm saying? Like, you go to a pool anywhere, but like these beaches out here in the summer are dope.
Yeah.
It's just fun.
Yeah,
You know?
I've never been huge on sand.
I'm a big beach guy for sure.
Yeah, it's not
Everybody else is. I think you're the first beach.
really.
Yeah.
You know,
Everybody says pool. I'm
I'm a white kid, you know?
And,
Like,
I feel
I guess.
and that water's cold.
it is cold, but you don't go for the water. You
I don't
just
go in at all,
Yeah, you
water.
just go to chill. It's like
That's
the
where you get
beach.
all the elements, like you got the earth.
That is true.
You get the sun. You got the water. You got.
You got the
Whatever you
Jamaican
say,
music
Captain
over
Planet,
there. You got the
Captain Planet.
Dominicans over here. You got all the different
You got your
music.
little snacks, your
Yep.
little drinks. You got.
I like the lake.
food.
I like the lake for that because we just do cookouts with the hookah, just chilling, and let the kids. Yeah, you let the kids go run in the water, just scream at them when it's time to eat.
The
Yeah.
cooler, the spaghetti, everything.
The spaghetti.
Spaghetti in the pan,
Spaghetti.
So I didn't know that wasn't normal until I was like a full adult.
What spaghetti
Like
at,
bringing spaghetti to the beach.
to the beach?
I didn't know that wasn't like a normal thing.
You're like, that's not
on the
normal.
list.
It's just like we bring spaghetti. You bring spaghetti to the beach,
That's a-
but it's cold. Yeah. And then we just look at each other like,
You're like, how is this not weird?
I don't know. Dominican spaghetti's different.
yeah, it is. It's made a little different. Sauce. All right, last but not least,
All right, let's go.
Battle of the Gardens. MSG or TD Garden?
MSG all day. I know. MSG. I grew up in Jersey, New York. I grew up, the 90s. The Celtics were pretty terrible,
Yeah.
and grew up a huge Knicks fan my whole life. Right, like crying because of Jordan killing us.
Are you still a fan?
a Knicks fan, so that's where it's tough. Like, because I raised now kids in Boston, and they love the Celtics, and so I've been able to do like a couple Celtics chapels and stuff like that, and like been able to like. So my love for the Celtics has grown, but like deep down, I think if it was a 7-game series, I might start pulling for the Knicks, like just because like I'd revert back, you know, it'd be like a weird feeling. But I do remember there was one time. Years ago, a guy who started the chaplaincy in the NBA shows up at our church, hears that I'm from Jersey, knows that I love hoop, and says to me, "Hey, would you ever want to do a chapel for the Knicks?" And I was like, "What?" Of course. Like, are you serious? Like, my whole dream growing up was like I wanted to just touch the court. Yeah. Like how sick would that be, right? You watch on TV your whole life, like never thought you'd ever like get to touch the court.
I never been there either.
Right? It's crazy.
I actually never been to MSG.
So I went. So I was like, bet, like I'll get tickets. You have to get your own tickets, and then to get in the building, and then they'll bring you back. And so just so happens that I wind up getting tickets. We go into the city, and it's in the heart of Linsanity. Oh, can you imagine, bro? So first off, we're walking back, and I'm being like, I'm following this crowd of like 5 or 6 people to go back to like where the lockers are and all this stuff, and I see the court. And I'm like, I got to touch it.
Yeah.
How weird is it? I'm like a grown man. I'm like, I'll be right there. I'm like, I wanted to touch it. Oh, man, like a 16-year-old kid when he meets a girlfriend. I want to touch it. Oh, what is that? I feel so good. So I touched the court. It was amazing. Then you go in the back, and it was the first game after Jeremy Lin. People didn't really know he had that injury. You remember it was the Linsanity, and then he had that 38-point game against Kobe, and I think that was the last one he had before his injury because he had the game winner in Toronto, and then he had that game with Kobe, and then it was like all the Linsanity, and then boom, he got like something with his knee or something like that. And so there was all this hype about being there in the middle of Linsanity. He didn't play, but he came back in the chat. We got pictures together. It was super dope.
So we actually had a former Salem High hooper, Eric Grosick, who actually was teammates with Jerry Lin on the Harvard.
At Harvard?
At Harvard. And he told me, he's like, we asked him, obviously, did you know? We were like, oh, we knew. The minute Jeremy, like, he was so much better than everybody on the court.
Killer. Yeah.
Killer. So he told any nicest guy in the world.
Yeah. Think about all that pressure.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that was like a crazy run.
And speaking of like these podcasts, I remember Carmelo talking about like they all try to get him to like take advantage of these endorsements and everything. Like, dope, dude.
Yeah.
And he was just like, nah, like he was not ready for the spotlight.
Yeah.
He was like, and he lost out millions because of that. Because then obviously he carved out a nice little like career after that. But you could have,
Well, he signed that $25 million contract with Houston right afterwards, and then kind of fell apart. Guy had those injuries.
Yeah, that's what it was.
But $25 million? Like, you're okay. You're fine. You're fine.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I think his career though would have still been alive if he stayed with the Knicks.
I agree.
I don't know.
If he stayed with the Knicks,
I remember Melo wasn't playing at the time. Like that's why he got a lot of shots. Like who knows what when Melo got back? I think was Amari still on that team at the time?
But he still,
I think
Amari was.
The reason he got in the game is because everybody was so hurt, and then he took off. Yeah. So
no, they were losing. It was because they were losing.
Really?
Yeah. They were losing. There was probably a couple injuries, but it was like they were just losing. Yeah. And I think it was Melo who said, "Give him a shot, put him in."
Maybe.
So I don't know. Like, who knows what would have happened? That would have been a fun, like, that's a fun thing to think about.
Hit the game winner.
Called off Melo, get the game winner. It's crazy.
But anyway,
called off Kobe too.
The Lakers of that because he would try to call off Kobe and you don't call.
You do not call Kobe. What is wrong with you?
Get this kid out there. Yeah, that's Kobe.
Yeah.
All right, shout outs. This is the part we just shout outs. We're gonna shout out to Vibe Entertainment. We're gonna shout out to Uneducated MMA.
Yes, sir.
Big fight card coming up soon.
Shout out Young Soldiers Success Group. Shout out P2P.
Shout out Salem High. I'm a scheduling savant. I schedule a podcast when Salem High's in the playoff game and when Luka's going back to Dallas. So
I'm going to be at that game.
Luka going back to Dallas?
Luka going back to Dallas.
Really? That's tonight.
No, that's April 9th.
Then he's going back again because they're playing tonight.
Wait, they're tonight in Dallas?
Yeah.
You sure?
Almost sure. Unless is Dallas going to LA? They're playing tonight.
Bro, my shooting guard in college is the head of security for the Mavericks.
They're in LA.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he's
You're
like,
going to that
I'm bringing my
game?
son, bro. We're going to that game. We don't. He's just bringing us in.
That's gonna be lit.
That's gonna be crazy. He was Luka's like primary security guard, and so he's bringing us out.
That might be a game to remember.
That's dope.
Yeah. Gotta give him hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be crazy.
70.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Any
crazy.
shout outs you want to give before we close the show?
Oh, all my guys. So you got Kwame, I love you. I'm just my individual hoopers, right? So you got Kwame, Johnny, you've got the Dempsey brothers, you got Stanchel Ox, you got obviously Nick Lanier, you got
Everybody you
J
name,
Law,
we need
you got
we need them on
your
the show.
Rashid, Gio, you know I love you as well. Angel, love you too. There's 1,000 others, but anyway, I love all you guys. Thank you for connecting me here. Yo, I had so much fun hanging with y'all.
I'm glad.
Y'all are some good people, yo. My people, I love y'all. And Nick House Church, I love you too. Obviously,
Shout
the
out
best.
to Netcast,
Yes,
yo.
and the kids, Daniel, Abby, Ella. Like you're my world. You're my whole world. And then, babe, you know.
Hey, I'm sure we'll see you around these basketball tournaments, but we'll run into each other.
Gotta
again.
do it.
And of course, anytime. Maybe we'll bring you on with Kwame or Nick, and next time
That'd be
we'll
so fun.
Talk some moves. Yeah, we'll set it up. I love combining like different people.
Hoop talk.
Hoop talk.
Top. Thank you for coming by as well.
Appreciate it.
Co-host RG. Co-host Manny G. I'm Melly Mel. We'll see y'all. We'll see y'all next week. Peace.
Fire, 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 fire.
806 The Show is a proud member of the Vibe Entertainment family, so make sure you follow us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, as well as Facebook and the Gram. Leave us some comments, hit us with some likes, show us some love. You already know. It's 806 The Show.
806 The Show, you're.
Take that. 806 The Show.